My good friend Philip Alexander and
So this is what playing right now.
deputy political leader.
This is what playing right now.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, that
Here
would be.
playing right now. So when they come in and talk, I bring it that down.
Yeah. So, one doesn't get school speaking. On your mind.
Morning. Morning. Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning. Trinidad and Tobago, we're doing it for you. My name is Anthony Defoe, and this is the Progressive Empowerment Party's hour. Mr. Alexander. Good morning.
Monday the 7th of, I reached Wednesday already. First I speeded. Monday the 7th of January 2019. Monday 7th of January 2019. Good morning to all the loyal listeners of 104.7. Good morning to all of the people following us on social media. I understand you might be having some difficulty with your audio because there's a technical difficulty going on in the station. I will do my best to shout, and you could turn your audio up so that you can continue to be. Those of you following on my online broadcast, if you have any difficulty hearing the callers when we start taking calls, you can follow on the radio station 104.7. The website, what is the website for this station? Morefm. What?
104.7 FM. More FM.
That's a lot of words that we didn't finish.
104.7 More FM.
104.7 More FM. Search up that and you will find it. Deputy Political Leader Anthony Defoe opened the show today. Janice Lemon, Cricky the PRO, she's here with me. And we are going to deal with the pressing issues of a Prime Minister's address that missed the address. We're going to deal with that issue today. And we're going to deal with it from a position of everything that was said. We are not going to get caught up in the deflection and the misdirection and the noise. The Progressive Empowerment Party is not about that. What I would like to know is, I want to give Tony,
Yes.
you have everything under control on your end?
Yeah, everything
You think
is-
you have it bubbling?
Everything is alright on this.
Everything bubbling, right? You must broadcast from Pep Page and Christy following Linda and Mark. Feel free to share it. At the end of the day, there are 50,000 followers on this page. So I broadcast from here for everybody to see, those who follow me. But we can do a co-broadcast there. That is not a problem. Janice is here with me. Maybe she will broadcast the Pep page. There is also the online feed for More FM. I cannot begin to tell you how to find it, but it is there. I want to read the Progressive Empowerment Party's media release sent out this morning. Good morning to the leaders of all the political parties that I'm seeing signing on right now to the show. Welcome aboard. Today we're talking from a position of country first. And we need to start looking at all of these issues from that position. It's time for the misdirection and the noise to stop. The Progressive Empowerment Party has, at great pains, listened to that. I want to find a respectful way. Janice, good morning. I want to find a respectful way to describe that fiasco on television last night, that apparently there's a part two too.
Yes, I understand that there's a part 2. And
The horror series? Tony, keep your mic open in this conversation.
you asked me to find a nice way. I think a nice way of saying to talk about it is a gallant attempt by our Prime Minister to fool the nation, because the phone calls that I heard this morning coming through on another station tells me quite clearly that the people of Trinidad and Tobago are waking up.
Not
They
being
are
fooled anymore.
Correct.
Not being fooled anymore.
Correct.
You cannot go on TV and stunt for us, read a teleprompter, point at graphs and pie charts and tell us foolishness and we accept that.
Not only that, the question being asked is,
Tony, leave all them
how are
nonsense.
we as a people to know whether the figures are accurate or not? You just come and spew a whole set of figures, and how are we supposed to know that they are correct?
Exactly. What was the criteria that was given to verify the veracity of these numbers read to the public on this? I don't know what this was. I don't know if it was the launch of an election. If this were a real country, the amount of times that the Prime Minister referred to his counterparts in the opposition, people would have realized that this is a political announcement being paid for with taxpayer funds. That is the first issue I want to address.
That was a raise on
That's the
TV
first
this
issue I
morning.
want to address. If you, that's my mic up along there?
Yeah.
Because, so whose mic is that?
Mine.
We want you in the conversation. Tony's figuring it out as we go. Satish this morning is lost, trying to get his 4 vehicles license in this madness, in this absolute insanity. I hear people, granny and grandpa, line up outside down by Wrightson Road since 4 o'clock this morning.
Nah, before 4 o'clock.
Rohan
It was like
Sinanan,
2:30,
you are
midnight.
so in need of a firing. Let me tell you something. We have had some failures of ministers in government in this country for all of our 56 years. Some spectacular collapses. But Rohan Sinanan is the Brian Lara of failed ministers. The Galleons Passage alone.
Oh my
what
goodness.
happened with the screw up for the Seabridge alone
Correct.
was enough justification to fire him and fire the man who appointed him.
Correct.
That is the kind of firing that is warranted by the madness of that took place with the Seabridge. When you add to that, I mean, the average person, people with no degrees, the average person saying, but listen,
Yes,
you didn't have to do this way. And then all of these PNM sycophants want to come and say, oh, you had 5 months. Why they didn't do it? And then you see the front page of the Guardian. Police, they open the licensing office on a Saturday. If even the Minister of National Security and the Commissioner of Police didn't believe that they were serious, because we've been talking this foolishness about this license sticker nonsense for years.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of people who've been religiously having their vehicles inspected and you're never enforcing the law. So people came to rely on government saying it and not doing it as the fait accompli. So when you say you're going to start to charge people for not taking you seriously, when you yourself did not take your own self seriously, that is madness. When the Ministry of Works vehicles weren't inspected, when the buses had to stop,
Correct.
the buses come under the same minister.
Yep.
Right.
So the Ministry of Transport that comes under the Minister of Works did not take their own line minister seriously. But you want to charge the public $5,000. This is the insanity of this government. And we cannot let this pass. They have no pie chart and no graph that you could use to measure the length and breadth of the incompetence of this Keith Rowley-led administration, you know.
Very true.
They're failing. Somebody asked me once, if you set out to fail and you succeed, what have you done? And it looks like that is what they set out to do. This cannot be accidental. You cannot have so many people in one room be that stupid collectively. It's either they poison them with the water and give them a stupid pill to drink, because you can't sit in a cabinet.
Oh, no.
No, Janice, Tony, I'm serious. I'm serious. It's 3 years in.
Yep.
It's 3 years in.
Nothing to
You're,
shoot with.
you're nothing.
Not
Yeah.
one thing.
And I want to ask Keith Rowley, before you go to part 2, Trinidad and Tobago, hear me. Hear me, Janice, Tony. We have to say this now. You can't tell me mind my business and you running my business, and you can't tell me how much money my pitch lake making.
Correct.
Don't come to give me the balance sheet
Correct.
and you can't count from my income.
Correct.
That is my pitch.
But look, you have foreign documentary.
Man laugh and joke. He say, well, you're using all your own pitch and all your own road.
This thing, we have foreign people doing documentaries on our own pitch, right?
Keith Rowley cannot talk about the state of the nation until he could account for the income from our pitch.
I agree.
That show said we have 400 years of billions of dollars to get. Where is that money?
Yes.
Where's that money?
Yes.
Where is the pitch lake money?
Correct.
Until you can account for the pitch lake money, this is a theftocracy. The people are being led astray by its government. And that is unacceptable. Don't bullshit me on TV with a 2-part series about managing my business when you mismanaging my business and not accepting that.
No, you're right, and the people need to understand.
And not accepting it.
The people is the ones who have to understand that.
And demand.
No, I want Gary
answers.
Aboud and Wayne Kublal Singh and Samad and all the rest of the noisy activists to come and meet me down in the pitch lake. Where is our money?
Correct.
I want you to show me in any budget in the last 56 years where you've accounted for the income from this pitch league.
Correct.
Because pitch supposed to make us more money than oil and gas.
That's
Where
right.
is that money?
That's right.
Where is that money?
Again.
We've paved airports in China. Where is that money? We've paved highways in Holland. Where is that money? The Autobahn boasts Trinidad and Tobago pitch. Where is that money?
Yes. Yes.
Where is that money?
No, but you're absolutely right.
Man say mind your business. I'm minding my business. Where's my pitch money? I tell you, you should have called that whole show Deja Vu.
Yeah.
We've heard this bullshit before. No, I'm serious. We've heard it before. We've heard it before.
Yeah, but I think the whole context of the show really was to show how much the previous government stole.
That is not
That
the
is
purpose
all-
of taxpayers' dollars.
Yeah, no, I understand
That is a paid political
but-
broadcast with taxpayers' dollars.
Okay.
That is misbehavior in public
Right.
office. Call the DPP on the phone.
But why is it you're going and taking time to talk about somebody else when you need to talk about the country? and
Because
people
he
that
has
we
nothing
deal
to
with?
say. When she was in office, she was doing the same nonsense. Rowley blamed Kamla, Kamla blamed Manning, Manning blamed Pandey, Pandey blamed Manning, Manning blamed Robbie, Robbie blamed Chambers, Chambers blamed Eric. Everybody passing the buck. 56 years, $3 trillion, nothing works. It is time for a clean sweep.
Correct.
Correct.
Clean house, fire all. I am not accepting it anymore. I am not. Trinidad and Tobago have to understand. Forget personalities. Ask yourself why every blasted road in this country is a mess.
That's right.
Do not pave
Getting
it
worse.
before elections for
Getting-
me. Don't
getting worse.
don't pack money in Junior Sammy and Kusal account to fool me with an inch of pitch before elections. I'm not taking that.
You're
Not
right,
only
you're
that,
right.
they're not fixing the roads properly because we'll look.
It's an inch of pitch.
That's right.
And washing away in a rainstorm. You see what
Well,
happened in
that's all you
LC
need.
Street?
Yeah.
The road fall up like a carpet.
Yep. Yep.
I'm not accepting it. Who is making the judgment call? Who is making the judgment call on this? Who is making the judgment call to go and say, all right, this road is paved, I will pay you the bill? Who?
Yeah.
And I stick it up in there because I want to go back through each line item. We have time. We have 3 hours today and 3 hours on Wednesday. And I'm going to show Keith Rowley where his entire contribution was foolishness designed to fool feeble-minded people.
You know what, Philip, just 1 second. Could you change the mics? You take that mic and bring this one over.
You-
Because You're getting better volume on this one.
Oh, we'll just...
All the
okay.
rest of positions.
Just now. Before you do all that. Now,
You good?
yeah, I gotta make it do because there's plenty things to move and fall apart.
All right.
Yeah, you can't push this one up more. I don't know.
That's fine.
No, well, it's a little bit distorted. Trinidad, we have a little technical difficulty
You good with
in
it?
the studio,
Yeah,
so
'cause I
just
have-
bear with us.
Janice says she good. She hearing it online and it good.
You're hearing it good?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So moving forward, because we have to address this, and TTT has to tell Trinidad and Tobago, go closer.
Mountain closer.
Go me closer.
Yes.
TTT has to account to Trinidad and Tobago why the live broadcast failed. TTT that is paid state funds got 10,000 views on that live broadcast from a prime minister. As get more than 10,000 views to discuss what I ate for dinner. Trevor Sayers got 700,000 views on a toilet.
Weak. a week.
Chess is inside. Chess, we have any kind of technical difficulties that you can manage? I think that we need to observe.
I ain't getting his mic too well. I'm getting everyone else's mic. All right, one part. Yeah.
People, excuse us for a minute while Chess comes to work his magic on the mics. And we're just fixing those things. But we're getting back into this. Are we getting adequate volume levels? Are we getting adequate volume levels? Because I want to read this. While Chess is working on that, I want to read this into the public space. This is the media release from the Progressive Empowerment Party. This is the media release. Testing 1, testing 2, testing 3, testing 4.
Yeah, this sounded much better.
Testing 1, testing 2, testing 3, testing 4. You're hearing me and we good with me?
Beautiful.
So what is that you put along there?
Beautiful.
What's that you put along there,
That
Chess?
was me.
Right? Okay. Everything the government says, we the people have a responsibility to ask, why might that be so? Or whose fault is that? Nothing should be taken on face value or accepted as a reality without further probing. Take, for example, the statement that the Prime Minister made that said that it costs $140 million to run this country. What does that mean? Does the country feel run to you? Does healthcare and education feel like someone is running things there or failing? What about the financial sector? What the banks are allowed to get away with? The inequality of foreign exchange availability and distribution. Does planning and the spatial and planning traffic Does spatial planning and traffic management feel like someone has a plan? The cost of food and the cost of living in Trinidad and Tobago is 4 and 5 times higher than any comparative nation. Whose plan is that? Our middle class have become working poor. Our poor have become destitute. Keith Rowley, was this part of the plan? No, I am sorry. What the Prime Minister meant to say is that it costs $150 million a day to mismanage this country. And that is good news because that can be fixed. Nothing in that number is carved in stone. The way we do business as a country and the way our country is managed can both be changed, and that 140 million number can be lowered for what we get or better, or it can be increased and we can benefit so much more. The truth is the failure of government to manage the simple things while making woefully bad and ridiculous decisions contribute to that number. Take, for example, the Justice on Time prisoner transport contract. For pennies on the dollar, that service costs us. Now, we could build and operate the courts in close proximity to the jails, ending the need for the cost of that expensive contract, saving hundreds of millions of dollars, and the sad part is, both this and the last Prime Minister are aware of that. So tell me, why would that wasteful, unnecessary contract exist as a fixed cost of operating this country when it can be struck from the balance sheet literally with a stroke of a pen? And how many more of those wasteful and unnecessary contracts and costs exist on that $140 million a day list? If this were a business budget, the first thing you would do is identify fixed costs and fixed incomes to establish your starting position, and then introduce floating costs and alternate revenue streams, all focused on the overall objective, with a goal of balancing the costs of operating while making a net saving. Profit. Where are the items on the income side? How much money do we get for our pitch? Janice, I want to ask you a question. It's in this release, but I want to ask this question, so we'll deal with this right after. Now that Petrotrin is no more, how much money are we getting for oil and gas still bubbling out of the ground?
Now that's a very good question because we're not being told.
What's happening to that oil and gas?
That's money supposed to be coming in.
So our income side of the balance sheet, we never hear.
Nope.
We're only hearing about what it costing to run the country, and
That's
then
right.
and then the items that they list. Ask this question: does Carnival earn us money, or is it a net treasury drain as operated at present?
Very good question.
Good question.
Very good question.
What we need to do is list every expense and contract that we incur to identify what is essential, what could be done better, and what is outright waste.
Well, this is one-on-one accounting.
Beautifully said, Philip.
Run through every
Well,
ministry,
what
run
about
through
them?
every ministry and state organization and question why each line item and expense exists. The Progressive Empowerment Party has shown over and over hundreds of ways by which we could save billions of dollars, earn and accomplish more for the people, all the while making more money and creating a first world, functional, developed nation and a windfall of savings. Let's have that conversation as a nation. Which one of these parties are talking about doing more for less, or diversifying as a means to make more to do so much more? All we are being told is what we need is more than we have to do what we currently do. But that is nonsense in a world of infinite possibilities and transient expenses easily mitigated to functionality. Leading the country based on a scarcity mindset and realities you yourself created, and then telling the people we are failing at it, is a convenient and outright lie. You are failing at it. We are victims of your incompetence. Using your failure to justify your failure is called circular reasoning, and we threw that away when we invented fire. It is no longer cold because it is cold, because now we have the power to make it warm. The same applies in the world of politics and governance. The sky is not even the limit. Infinite possibilities abound, and we are limited only by the limits of our vision. No, we do not need more excuse making or comparisons between two failed political parties built on separating and dividing. It is time for a leadership with national goals, with a vision for the country and all the people that leaves not one single person behind. It is time to end the blame and shame game at every level. You do the job better than the last person who was there, and maybe you get to do it again. You don't waste my time telling me about the shortcomings of the person I fired 3 years ago to give you the job. Nothing is their responsibility once you took the job and took responsibility for outcomes. The people of this country want to know what you see as a destination for us all, so they can decide if that is somewhere we think is worth going. You think if the people of Venezuela knew where Chavez and Maduro was taking them, they would say, let me go?
Yeah.
Nope.
You understand what I'm trying to tell you? You can't sit down and say, "I all this government do all they want."
But I tell a man yesterday, up to yesterday, he telling me trying to defend PNM's actions. I say, but something is wrong with you.
Yes.
Something is totally wrong with you. How could you? And this man, listen, I have to turn around and tell him, I say, I did not hear on the campaign trail, Imbert or any minister telling me, vote for me. And we promise you will have the best catch tail in your life.
Brother man, the OWTU people who march themselves into unemployment, they're fooling them with this lump sum payment, you know.
Yes, boy.
I hand you 12 years worth of income, and I let you spend it in December, January, and February. Ham and jam.
Of course.
But March must come.
Of course.
And you spent March bills, and you spent April's bills, and you spent May bills. So by June, you're in trouble.
Of
The
course.
bank taking your house. The landlord put your thing in the street. Because you taking chain up from on top. These clowns march you into government, march you into unemployment, march you and mislead you.
That's right.
That's right. Yep.
A lot of these people now have no clue where they are going for themselves,
Correct.
much less we as a nation. People are so overwhelmed by their situation. Imagine you stand up in that line 4 hours to go and license a car, thinking about
The
your
whole
financial
day, not 4
si-
hours.
Yeah, but
It's a whole day.
a whole day. But
A
while
whole
you're
day.
there, you're preoccupied with your financial situation, fear for you and your family, because you don't know where every member of your family is and who's safe and who making it home tonight. You don't have any comfort. There is nothing in Trinidad that you could lean on and say, we're waiting to exhale. Look at it. The people of Trinidad and Tobago live a life of constant fear. We have some of the highest alcohol and weed consumption in the world. You know why? People just trying to numb themselves from the madness of Trinidad and Tobago and Angostura and Carib laughing all the way to the bank. So beat them into frustration and drunken them into numbness. That's where we are as a nation. That's your vision. You call that managing my business?
It's madness. Nobody say that you can't fret, you can't wind down and drink, you know. But my point is that there is 364 other days that you have to seek, a betterment for you and your
decent
family.
lifestyle.
There must be some level of sanity.
Our politics keeps planning the wedding and forgetting the marriage. That's what happens.
I love that statement.
That's what we keep doing.
But it's true.
We keep and we dance and all the big tunes and the champagne flowing and everybody kissing and hugging. But the bill comes.
That's right.
It does.
You ever hear that saying the sun also rises?
We always rise.
And
You can't live like because there was fella say if you live and say let the devil take tomorrow, that is okay until tomorrow comes.
Yes.
Because the devil will show up for his bill.
That's right. That's right.
So to the people, and I don't even waste time anymore. I don't even waste time arguing with stupid people. I just tell myself, we are working so hard to wake up this nation. We not like these two parties only talking roti politics and bullshit. We telling you what is wrong, and we
giving
telling
you
you
solutions,
how to fix it.
that's right.
Do you know it costs this country $25,000 a year to educate each child? We have 200,000 children in the education system. We spend $25,000 a year on average, and almost between 25 and 30% of them never make it to graduation.
And
Seven-
nobody can see that being a problem.
7,000 children fail out of the system in a country where you need 3 CXC passes to put a fries and 2 pieces of chicken in a KFC dinner box. You need 3 CXC passes to make sandwich for Subway. So if you do not see graduation, if you fail out of the system, if you have nothing, people tell me that where plumbers and masons this come from. No, sir. Plumbing and masonry require educating and training as well.
Yep.
We have to stop
Yes.
thinking that these 7,000 people go on to become your carpenters and your roof builders. No, sir. No, sir. What happens is the business community take advantage of these 7,000 first.
Yeah.
Come in and hire you. Well, all right. you have no passes and you have no experience, I'll take a chance with you, but I'm paying you under the table.
Yeah.
You're getting less than minimum wage.
Exactly.
You're going to do twice
The amount of work.
work
Yeah.
that somebody with some kind of qualifications will do. And what they're trying to do is get the most from you that they could. Now you desperate to get a job, so you're taking the job. But at the end of the day, you have expenses too.
Correct.
And then we have people, listen, they brainwash people into talking so much foolishness. Then they come back and tell you, don't make no children if you can't afford to feed them. So we live in a country where only the wealthy will have children. But all of the people who change the world, every footballer that you sit down on the weekend and watch play football, every cricketer, Brian Lara, couldn't afford a ball, you know. Brian Lara used to bat a bat and a ball bearing that he find. That's how he learned to bat. Dwight York couldn't afford a football boots. A coach see him when he come across the Trinidad from Tobago and sponsor that little boy a football boots. Dwight York was the highest paid footballer in the world for 4 years. So all the people who think that we would have had traffic lights, liquid paper, automotive, air conditioning, I could list a litany of things for you. That is the children of the poor that change the world because necessity breeds invention. Right? So that could never be the answer. The answer is we have a nation, we have 1.4 million people, the well-being of all is a function of the government. And we know we can make money from, now we're making money from oil and gas sales, because when they tell us oil is $42 a barrel, and we could pump 100,000 barrels, $4.2 million a day, right? So do that kind of arithmetic. So we know pitch making this, and oil and gas making this, and that's $140 million, and we need $180 million to run the country. How do we get the other $40 million? That's all the government job is. That's all the government job is. That's it. That's it right there.
Trinidad and Tobago, they're hearing that. Please, I hope all they're hearing that, because this is common sense talking.
All the graph and all the pie chart he bring last night, he didn't tell Trinidad and Tobago that if the state leased out to the 7,000 farmers on the list, Janice, who are waiting for farmland so that they could work, $1 a year, an acre. $1 a year per acre. I am telling you, based on the national consumption data, what we eat for 12 months. Because I don't want all my farmers growing plantain. Because we will end up with a glut of plantain at harvest time and nobody will make money.
Correct.
But we know that we eat some plantain and we eat some dasheen and we eat some sweet potato and some chive and some pimento and we need some pork and we need some beef. So you spread the love around and you have a plan.
Correct.
And for $1 a year, because you are not owning the land, this is the National Food Basket. Vest food growing land in something called the National Food Basket. And if you want to be a part, you want to be a party to this, you could grow food on the National Food Basket land. You pay $1 a year. And what you grow, based on what we recommend, we say, look, in this area, you could have one of these 10 crops. Choose one. And then as you do better, because we say that this acre land is supposed to give you 30,000 tons. Just pulling numbers out of the sky. And at the end of the year, you do 40,000 tons. You realize that this person requires more land. This person is serious about it and try it with our next acre. We move from 30,000 to 60,000. Because the government's objective is feeding the nation.
That's right. That's right.
You
Not
making
buying
money,
food.
you as a farmer making money is completely a benefit. I don't care how much money you as a farmer make, because if you plan it properly, the market will price itself. You can't come with your 500 basket of tomato for $20 when everybody else selling for 10. The market will price itself.
That's right. That's right.
That's what a free market does. You don't get involved in that. But if you plan it properly and you know that we eat 100,000 pounds of tomato for the year, spread out over 3 quarters, plan that. So once those tomatoes come to market, barring things like floods and natural disasters, once those tomatoes come to market, and you also put food processing facilities in place, you put fish processing facilities in place, there will be years where you get an abundance. And instead of letting that abundance drive the price down, you take the extra and you process it for export or for future consumption in other ways.
Right. Yeah, which is what
And
should be
oh,
happening.
is an oversimplification, but is an explanation of how
It can be
systems and plans work. If you get the farmers farming, and this is what the Prime Minister is not talking to the nation about, but if you get the farmers farming, we will save billions of dollars spent in foreign exchange to other countries.
That's right.
Trinidad and Tobago, when they tell you a price of a tomato in Trinidad, we could get it cheaper from America because they're just looking at tomato versus tomato. What they're not looking at is this is a farmer and his family and his workers have money in their pocket. So I just save you money having to come and mine them with social development money. I just save you money having to spend money on national security, running them down if they're breaking in people's house to eat. Because they know these are some you remove off the thing. They're taken care of. They're getting their needs met. And that is the government's job.
Yeah.
The well-being of each and every citizen. Once your needs being met, each citizen needs met. Because that's the quality of life index. That you have nobody walking around there frustrated, hungry, scared, tired, abused.
Right.
The government's job is to make sure that none of those things affect you, that we eliminate the negatives and accentuate the positives, and that's the government's job.
Yep. But they're not seeing it like that, unfortunately.
But this is what he has to come to us and talk to us about. I want to know where all of my incomes are. If you are saying to me, they're saying that he want about 300 million a day because it's 250 million, we gain 140 million as a shortfall. Brother, you don't borrow for a shortfall, you increase income.
That's right. That's right.
Oh gosh, bro.
Tell you, 101 accounting.
If you borrow for a shortfall today, where do you anticipate the repayment money coming from?
Right.
You will borrow to pay the loan?
Yeah.
You'll keep borrowing until IMF come and knock on the door, or until all of us have to learn Mandarin in primary school?
But for some reason, I feel like that is the agenda.
That is the agenda.
That is the agenda.
That is the agenda. Call Mbert is too comfortable in the IMF.
Exactly. Them boys don't talk the talk and know exactly.
Trinidad is a valuable nation. Trinidad is a valuable little country.
right.
Everybody have their eyes on Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
It is a valuable little country at this time. And I'm saying to Trinidad and Tobago again, if there is any truth to the fact that any government, be it UNC or PNM or both, have sold our heritage and our birthright to China, I as Prime Minister will take them to the Hague.
Yes.
That is a crime against the humanity of the people of this country.
That's
right.
No Prime Minister has that authority.
That's right.
Yes.
You cannot sell my future. You have 5 years that I allow you to function. What you meet as income generating in that 5 years better be here augmented and improved, not less.
Correct.
That's right.
This PNM legacy, shut down the Queen train, shut down Tate and Lyle that we end up with as Caroni, shut down Texaco that we end up with as Petrotrin. All they've done is shut down. When you look at friends and financiers of the PNM and the UNC, and I keep saying, you will see me with a hard hat, driving a backhoe, throwing down structures that friends and financiers of this government get, and the last government too. Land registry, EMBD. We need a commission of inquiry. I want an accounting for, forget the commission, forensic accounting. Account for every plot and lot of land. Who you gave it to and what did they pay for it. And if it was below market value, justify that. Because if you can't justify it, we have to reclaim it. You did not have the authority to undersell the property of the people of Trinidad and Tobago.
I agree.
That is basic procurement law.
That's right.
Right? All of that is misbehavior in public office. And I'm saying this again to Trinidad because I want Trinidadians to wake up to their reality. And they don't have to vote for me and they don't have to vote for us. But they should vote for somebody who's telling them that the value of your nation is fixed. And if people come and pick that apart and divide it up among themselves, you will be the owner of a sinking ship.
Yep. Yep.
Fighting over who get the wine on the deck of the Titanic.
Yeah. Tell me just
That's what they're fighting for. So PNM supporters and UNC supporters fighting for. To see who get the last choke and the last jam on the deck of the Titanic. None of this. None of this. I know I love, Janice is saying this, I know Stefan Reese is your boy. I love watching Stefan and Gat and even Fazir. I love watching them. After the PEP talk about something, they come with it too. And they take it and they go. And I like that. Because it becomes part of the national conversation. We have literally changed the conversation.
conversation.
We've
That's
changed
right.
it.
Yeah.
We've changed it
Yeah.
indelibly. They can't come back from this.
correct.
Yep.
And that's why Keith Rowley ended up with his pie charts and graphs last night. And he's still trying to fool feeble-minded people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
A lot of the callers this morning, I mean, they were not very complimentary towards him and his presentation
Because
last night.
people see
They're
it truly,
waking up.
man.
They're waking up.
And his stupidness. This is what is happening. And again, I'm not tooting our horn as Progressive Empowerment Party, but Philip just said it. We have changed the conversation on the ground.
Yep.
And you have key players and people within society now that is having these type of discussions and actually putting things out in light and asking the question that needs to be asked. And this is what we were lacking 56 years. The people were
Just they were asleep.
they were muted.
They allowed the governments to do whatever they wanted, believing that what they were doing was in the best interest of the people.
Yeah, well,
But now that's not the
the
case.
people seeing, they knowing, they understanding, they having
Yeah.
some recognition as to exactly what their rights are, what is deserved to them as a citizen, and all these different
Yeah.
things. Because at the end of the day, listen, Trinidad and Tobago, the Progressive Empowerment Party, have policies. There's 100 policies we have altogether, but we are planning to roll out 21 policies. And there was a few weeks ago, Philip had read those policies. My point to that is this: calm down, look, find out more information. Information is key in Trinidad and Tobago. Absolute key. Because
I wanna test your ability with these phone lines. I just wanna ask Trinidad and Tobago, Janice, let me do a little poll now. Trinidad and Tobago, 628-9595, 628-3131. Call us, Enrique. We are calling for about 10 minutes, and we're asking you, were you satisfied with part one of Keith Rowley's address to the nation last night? Were you satisfied? Yes or no? Do you think the Prime Minister did a good job? Did you come away from that address to the nation, part one last night? Did you come away with it feeling like you were given information? Yeah, let's take
Ready for
it.
that?
Yeah, take it.
morning, Trinidad. Morning, caller. Not too bad, not too bad.
Correct is right.
Yes, right.
Listen, man. Is somebody? No. No, that done. That done. That done. It's black disinfectant and bleach. We're going to undo and redo all that. Thanks for calling, caller. 628-9595, 628-3131. Next side, Tony.
Hello?
No, you have to go to the next side.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, press there. Hello, good morning.
Yes, could you tell the guys at the radio station that they're off station? Something is wrong with the transmitter.
Something is wrong with the transmitter. We are off the station. We're not getting on the radio station. So where they getting it?
Facebook is working better than ours right now.
Oh. So where they getting it?
Vomit.
Yeah, no, listen. That was a crocus bag of donkey go bar. The man make a fool of himself. They have people this morning line up down at the Ministry of Legal Affairs with the last name Rowley who gone there to change their name.
My.
628-9595, 628-3131. Take them on the right side there. Tony.
Morning. How are you going, sir?
Good morning.
Numbered.
Yes,
Numbered. People
yes.
counting down. Cock like my puppy. No. The day's numbered. The day's numbered.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. 628-9595, 628-3131.
Call up Trinidad. Call. Let me hear your voice. Hear your
At 10 o'clock this morning, we're joined by Jamal and his young assistant. His young assistant. If you check chairs outside, he'll give you another chair. 10 o'clock, we will be bringing in members of the South team that are going to be adding to the conversation. Yeah? Bring them in. Bring the callers in. 628-9595, 628-3131. Hello, good morning. Were you satisfied with what the Prime Minister gave us an address to the nation? Hell.
Wow.
No, we hear the same nonsense, but this time he bring graphs. Yeah. Absolute nonsense. Listen. No. No, caller, I want to tell you something. Eh? They try it. No, he's smart, you know. But you never hear you get so smart, you stupid. Have a good day, my
Yeah,
friend.
man.
628-9595, 628-3131. Call in. Yes, the next side light up, Tony. Get them a call. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Go ahead.
Are you hearing us, caller? Because we're hearing you. Were you satisfied with the Prime Minister's address to the nation? Thank you very much.
All right,
man.
man.
Thank you.
That caller was brief and to the point. Hello, good morning. Yeah. Hey. Listen now, I didn't watch it live, eh? Thank you for that caller. Yeah, that church I collecting nothing in that basket. They can't give with them P&M raffle tickets. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I did not watch it last night, but I will still know.
I like you,
That
man.
man, you never know without knowing. Because you know. And don't bother. Put a blindfold. Do like Bird Box. And your caller. Have a good day. 628-9595, 628-3131. Welcome. Good morning.
Good
Morning.
morning.
Oh my God. Thank you, caller. Have a good day. 628-9595, 628-3131. Call in and tell us, were you impressed? Were you satisfied? Do you feel like the Prime Minister did his job last night? Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, I'd like to know if you hear me?
Listening
Yes,
to you.
go ahead.
Yes, I'd like to know if you are Prime Minister of this country, if you have been back the train into Tobago.
That is a conversation for a guy named Ray Furlong. I want to tell you, I want to bring Ray Furlong on the station for an interview one day. He's one of the best traffic management experts in the world. And I don't know why we're planning things without having him in the conversation. Our policies are to decentralize the government offices out of Port of Spain to take that 200,000 people that move north to the capital to and fro every day, deal with that. When we zone the schools and make the schools to 10-year schools, it will also deal with a lot of traffic. When we move the Port of Spain out of Port of Spain, that will move a lot of traffic. And once all of that is done and we can assess what is the real traffic situation, we'll be able to say if we need a train or if we need, what do you call these things that have in San Francisco where people hop on and hop off?
Oh, trams.
Those kind of
The
things.
trams.
But mass transit is something that will be on our list, caller. Thanks a lot for that. Hello, good morning. 628-9595, 628-3131. Hello.
Morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Morning.
When I saw the story last night, I listened for about half a minute to the dog.
Hey. It's a good con job. And thank you, caller. Have a
Thank
good
you.
day. 628-9595, 628-3131. Light it up, man. Tell them how you feel.
Trinidad. Morning.
Morning.
Big no. The man failed. Thank you, caller. The man succeeded at failing. Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Our first lady for the day. Hello.
I wasn't satisfied at all
Hey,
with
that-
that presentation.
Thank you very much for that.
And I don't think it was even a good concept.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. And you see how gentle a woman to say it and still make you feel bad? Have a lovely day, my friend. Yeah.
One thing, I hear people say no to PNM, but they have to remember it's no to UNC.
As well. Two sides of the same coin. Thank you very much. We will deal with that too. Thank you, caller. Thank you very much.
Yes.
But you
Point
see,
well made.
when a woman say about a man, I wasn't satisfied. Good morning.
Morning.
I don't even believe Dr. Early is good enough to be in the opposition.
Listen, man.
Boy, you're so right about that, eh?
Caller.
You just need to retire, boy. Serious.
Thank you for that. Waste that time. Waste that time. We got a couple more calls. 628-9595, 628-3131. If you have something to say and you want to say it, this is the place to call. 628-9595, 628-3131. Right now, Balize House sending out scripts and phone cards and all of the sycophants hiding. Hello. Yeah, the gate is a good place. We start cleaning from there. I hope you're coming with your hard bristle broom to sweep out all the demons and jumbie that Rowley and Imbot leave inside of there. Thank you very much for your call. Hello, good morning. 628-9595, 628-3131. The man said we're starting by the gate. I agree with him. Walk with your black disinfectant and bleach. What's that? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
A lot of piffle.
Heifer?
A piffle. Yeah, he confused the issue with piffle. I like that. Yes, thank you, caller. Thank you very much. Confused the issue with, that's what he did. Mr. Speaker. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning to the people.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
I would just like to say I love the program this morning. I haven't listened to anything on Rowley. I don't think there's anything to listen.
No, I think you have an advantage over everybody else who wasted that half hour.
I know, right?
Have
And
a-
all of the people that I have listened to calling already, ain't nobody on the positive side of it.
Nobody at all. Nobody's even the man with the hand whistle broom. Have a good day, my friend. Thank you. Good day. 62895.
I would love to see the young progressives.
We opening in South on the 19th of January. We coming down, so I hope you mark it. Nice. Nice.
Beauty.
Come to the South opening. That will be nice. Some come and toast some champagne with us something. Thank you. Listen, send me a private message off here on 682-2110 and we will arrange whatever help you need. Thank you, darling. Oh God. Well, to hear you say that I on your mind, I feel blessed. Have a lovely day, my friend. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right. All the best.
Same
All
to
the
you.
best. 628-9595, 628-3131. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
How you doing, sir?
morning.
I'm Janice. And Janice is here with us.
Listen to that idiot last
Oh my gosh, listen, man.
I have to switch on. Yeah, cannot.
Hey, listen, man. Tell me throw his TV outside. No.
You know, it's a waste, not a waste of people time.
Waste of time.
Over
Over and over. Deja vu.
I'm not satisfied with the transmission against from the station, against the station.
I know.
Regular, we just have problems with it.
I know. Robert working on it. They say it.
Like Rowley.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
they're
Oh
working
gosh.
on it, they're
They're
working
working
on
hard at it. But we here working too, and you know, we're on social media as well, so we will. I apologize for that call, and we will make sure we will get some answers for you. Yeah? Have a serious conversation with him. Have a good day.
All right, man.
No, seriously, a man tell me pick up his TV and throw it outside. You're not stupid.
How you
Good
doing, sir?
morning.
Hello?
Hello, this is the political manager.
It is him, yes?
Yes, good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. I'm calling. I'm calling. I've been calling you recently. Just calling this like some of your policies, especially because of the education and security.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think.
So when we shaking your hand in person, when we signing up that membership form?
Well, what happened? I'll come.
Listen, this Saturday, the 12th, we in Stanmore Avenue from 2 o'clock. And next week, Saturday, we in, what is the address in South?
St. Madeline.
137 St. Madeline.
Palmyra and Manhambre. Listen,
That's right.
listen. So listen, next week Saturday we in South. This Saturday we in Stanmore. Come down now. Come on, you know, let me meet and talk because we need all the good people on board. Have a great day, my friend. 628-9595, 628-3131. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Hello.
How you doing, sir?
Morning.
I'm very well, and I need the Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, indeed.
I just tuned into the station and I've been hearing something that is very interesting. And the nation was ready themselves. What is going to take place very soon now? If it's discussing point of no pain and we will see.
None.
Correct.
In 2020, it's going to be that. But you know going on? How to meet your friend.
Come.
When you discuss things.
Come and meet us. Oh God, we easy to meet, you know. And let me tell you something. If you're walking with food, we easier, Tony. Hey, hey, hey. Yeah. And hey, go to the head of the class, caller. Go to the head of the class. Have a good day, my friend. Yeah, we gotta stop this now. We gotta stop it now. Thank you,
Before
caller.
it gets too late.
It's already late, Janice. Thank you, caller. Have a good day. You see, we have to stop taking calls. They don't dial again because we had to bring in the South people just now. But Janice, I want to tell you something. People are looking at what has been passing as government 56 years. Let us look at from 1962 to now. Tony, tell me, I'm serious, because I want to know if I'm waking up mad in a sane world or sane in a mad world. How could nothing work?
Yeah.
If you wake up today to go and get a license sticker for your car, is madness. If you want to go and get a passport, madness. Driver's permit, madness. Transfer your car, madness. Birth certificate, madness. Bust your big toe, reaching the hospital, madness. Everything.
Yeah.
You turn on your tap, you're getting everything but water. Madness.
Yes, man. Right now, you talk about that same tap thing. Right now, in Santa Cruz, I know open up a pipe there. This thing come out like coffee, boy. Coffee.
Well, thank them, they're giving you coffee in the pipe.
Paying the money for that.
Rowley will find a way to say they're giving you more than water. I remember long ago when TSTT had put out an ad saying they're going beyond the call. People used to say, you went so far beyond the call, we ain't getting the call. You have to know, listen now, it is an insane situation. We have people coming into office, Amy Elias and the $155 million that bought Massey Communication with TSTT money and say he didn't have to account to nobody. I want Keith Rowley to come on the TV and talk to us. You want to tell us something, Keith? You want to give us something to talk about? Look straight into that camera and account for AV oil. Account for the $100 million. Look now, you want us to pay attention to you, Rowley? Tell us how Faris and Ravi Charan come to have high-powered rifles in Kamuto. That is what we want to hear. No bullshit we again. We are beyond the bullshit.
We have grown beyond the bullshit.
No, but seriously, I want to know if the Minister of National Security doesn't want to secure the nation's borders, then Mr. Stuart Young, as Minister of National Security, tell us where your stepdaughter get the drugs from.
Boy.
You don't want to stop the drugs from flowing. Tell us where she get hers from.
Thank you very much.
Listen, I think that whole stunt, and I'm telling Trinidad and Tobago this, is that Keith Rowley want the nation to know he's Prime Minister because everybody think Gary Griffith is Prime Minister. Gary Griffith doing more in 3 months than the whole PNM do in 3 years. And they're getting nervous because they're trying to put a leash on that boy and you can't leash Gary Griffith, and I tell them that. And I'm glad you only gave him 3 years contract, but a PEP government will keep him as Commissioner of Police. We will fix this country and we will find Gary Griffiths for every institution of state. For every important organization, we will get justice and the administration of justice to work. Education. Tony, when you send your child for 10 years of their important years of their life and waste it, boy.
Yeah.
You could imagine your child at 11 years old come home and say they passed for a school that is not a prestige school and their whole life over. You could imagine when we talk to people every now and then, we open the phone lines and people call and talk about it. Their wife went into the hospital to make a child and die, and they just wrap it up and sign it off. We get a little feedback. I know what's going on with that. Or maybe it's my headphones being so close to the mic.
Oh, yes, it is.
I think it is possibly that, and I apologize. Yeah, but that's the truth. No, still. How about now? Let's test and see.
Yes, it's
Just so, or maybe it's the people who fixing the station, doing whatever it is they're trying to do. Yeah, everything is good. No, we was getting our feedback before.
Yeah, we are getting feedback.
You hearing the feedback?
I hear it.
still.
Chaz, I hope you're listening outside. We're having a little difficulty. You just pull it down. So, sorry, listen to the people following us on social media. We apologize. They're having technical difficulties today. But we will dance on water, not just walk on water. No. We want to fix this country. And the only way to fix Trinidad and Tobago is to have all of us stand together, one people under one flag. That is the only way to fix it. There is no other solution. End the race politics. African-Indian politics not helping nobody, not African, not Indian. All again you think to do is boast about nonsense and foolishness. You're still hungry, the bank's still running you down, bailiff's still looking for you, court's giving you specials at Christmas and taking it back for Carnival.
Yep.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Do me a favor, just see if you can see Chaz outside and ask him if he could check us for a minute, because this feedback is a little much. Tony, that speaker open?
No.
So, okay, yeah, we're learning as we go. Trinidad and Tobago, in 4 minutes we'll be bringing on Jamal and Alice to talk to us about the South Arm that is going. We have 2 massive events happening on one day in one rally in San Fernando on the 19th of January. That's next week, Saturday at 6 o'clock. And the whole country is invited. Get your seat and book your seat early, because we're having 2 massive celebrations. The first one is the party's 2nd anniversary, and I'm going to deliver an invitation to Inshan Ishmael myself, because every political organization Inshan Ishmael ever joined failed. But the Progressive Empowerment Party is celebrating its 2nd anniversary. Chaz, I don't know if you're hearing that feedback. I don't know what's going on today. Turn down your headphones, Tony, and see if that's the problem. Unplug your headphones. Unplug your headphones and let's do as a quick test. Yeah?
Right.
No, we're still getting it. We're still getting it. Unplug your headphones, Tony. Unplug it all together, and yeah, let's see if that. No, we're still getting it with Tony's headphones on. These headphones on.
Yeah,
Which is your volume?
this one.
All right, check it now. 1, 2. Okay, see if you're hearing on that. People, we apologize for all those tests. Yeah, everybody good? Everybody getting their volumes?
Yeah.
All right, it's 3 minutes. It is 9:57 on the 7th of January 2019. We are gearing up, gears up. Tony, it is time
Yeah.
for the people of this country to tell them, hold the foolishness. Do not distract me with foolishness. Let us talk issues. On the 19th of January, we are celebrating our 2nd anniversary as a political organization. Plus, we are opening the first of 5 regional offices. We are opening South first, then East, then North, then Central, then Tobago. 5 regional offices to organize and coordinate the politics of this party. We have members here today from the South team. I guess we could pull them in right now. We have any ads at all to play at any point in this conversation?
Yeah.
Nice. So we will introduce Jamal Mohammed. Jamal is the caretaker for... Jamal, say good morning. You'll tell Trinidad. Shadow MP.
Pleasant good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. This is Jamal Mohammed.
You getting him, Tony? Test it now. Say it again, Jamal.
Pleasant good morning,
Yes.
Trinidad and Tobago. This is Jamal Mohammed of the Progressive Empowerment Party. I am the shadow MP for the Faizabad constituency. It is such an honor to stand patriotically with the PEP in rebuilding Trinidad and Tobago to become the nation that it is supposed to be. Right? For far too long, this Faizabad constituency has been suffering neglect. Right? And has appeared to fall on deaf ears from the citizens that have been complaining. Now, this is the problem that we have. Why it is, even after one-on-one interactions, that the citizens have lost all hopes in present and former administrations. I mean, literally, citizens have to be begging. They have to be begging those that are in charge to come and do their work. Why do citizens have to be begging these ones? That is what they are getting paid.
Jamal, I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
You are working in Faizabad, right?
Yes, I am, and I live in Faizabad also.
No, what I mean is your politics on behalf of the Progressive Empowerment Party, and as you and your wife, we getting a buy one get one free in Faizabad, right?
Yes, you are.
So we getting a double trouble because watch me, this team in Faizabad, they are small and they are slighted, they're doing the work. I want to ask you a question. If you were to speak about the historic issues that affect the people of Faizabad, if you were to list for me the top 5 issues that you think that any government that had any care and consideration for the people of Faizabad would address as a matter of urgency, what would those items be?
Those items would be practically from a historical issue. Some of the landmarks that are in that area. For instance, there is the Butler statue that is in the center of Faizabad, right? And only once a year they just come together on Labor Day and paint it, which I don't find is enough, right? That is something that's supposed to be protected and cherished. And that is the main historical landmark within Faizabad that is Faizabad is actually known for, right? Apart from that,
But what about issues like the provision of goods and services, water, traffic management, roads, sidewalks, drains, community centers, recreational spaces, the conditions of the schools, the health centers, those things? How are those things in Faizabad? Is Faizabad, because I know Faizabad is part of the oil-bearing part of the country.
Yes, they are.
And should have been benefited. Tony, tell me to speak closer to my microphone. The next thing I'll have to do is put the mic in my mouth. We having real tests this morning. It's like riding a unicycle course in a tightrope juggling fire. And I'm doing it there. We're going to do it. All of this is a test.
yes. Well, there are a lot of problems. Example, for instance, the roads. For those who know Faizabad properly, Delhi Road going all the way to Mandesi, which has been is a dilapidated state, for over 5 years now, and is a medium traffic thoroughfare, and citizens have to drive on that to actually get on the highway. I myself, being a citizen living in that area, experiencing what it is to actually be driving on that every day, right? Not only that, but there are other roads, like for instance the Guapo main road. That is a main road. Ask any citizen why they have to be dodging potholes. Like
No, I hear notorious, boy.
they are.
I hear it's like a slalom, Tony,
They
to drive
are.
on Guapo.
They are.
What's
And
crime
just-
like, Janice? Faizabad. What is crime? This crime situation like in Faizabad?
The crime situation in Faizabad for the past 4 years actually has escalated. Right, the recent being a young man from Easy Street get shot right in front on the main road opposite one of the major gas stations. Right, and not only that, I live in an area. There's being gunshots. There's being about a lot of robberies taking place. Right, a well-known businessman actually came home and in his house got killed. Right, and that is just 2 instances. But for a small area like Faizabad constituency, the crime rate within that area, it is out of hand. And not to note also that the police station is about 5 minutes away from this heart of Faizabad, driving distance. If you walk that and you walk with that pace, you're reaching in 10 minutes. Why it is, even though the police station is there, that all of those things is taking place like there is no police station at all. Right? That even goes to shows that even under the present and past administrations, right, there is a complete neglect of the citizens within that area. Citizens in that area actually feel unsafe. Right? One or two of the businesses actually have to told me that here we are closed now because of the crime situation. That is failure.
That is failure.
That is failure. That is governmental neglect, because had the government been cared, had the government actually cared and were concerned about the citizens, especially within that constituency for which I speak of, right, there would be no complaints. At least no crime within that small area. That is too much. I mean, look, I even had an issue where it is, right which part I live in, right, there was an issue where it is this guy was playing music too loud and I called the police station. The police told me at we will be there in about half an hour due to the vehicles that they have available. 5 hours later, giving them the leverage, call back. They say, listen, we still have one vehicle there, we're using this, watch me. A whole day after saying that they would have come, they never reach up to now.
So the police service don't give a good job?
They don't.
Ambulance service?
Ambulance service, I mean, come on.
Water in your taps?
We have, dealing with the ambulance, we have to actually wait for ambulance to come all the way from San Fernando General Hospital. And let me face it, the ambulance problem within the entire country, not just Faizabad, right, is either, when you call the ambulance, is either you, by the time you waiting, by the time they reach, you're actually dead. Or you actually reach the hospital before the ambulance reach your home. Right, it is poor. Even the water problem, we had not had water for about 3 days now.
Right.
Right, and that is not just for 3 days now that happening. It's over months now that has been
Garbage collection?
Garbage collection also is a problem. Right, because for instance, there are communities, right, that the garbage is not picked up on time. Not also that, but there is no public bin that the citizens could go to and dispose of.
So you don't feel like you're living in a community that is being managed and run?
No. It is not being managed and run properly at all.
When last you saw your MP in the community? Or your local councillors?
The last time I saw the MP was the last time they was campaigning for the elections. That was the last time I saw the MP. And not just myself, but a lot of citizens says the same thing.
But question: what do they have in terms of the youth? What programs and so on do they have for the youth?
Opportunities for them to spend their time
in your area.
In my area, what it is I could speak of pertaining to opportunities is that there are 1 or 2 football teams, clubs that has sports on the grounds, which is in the Gallows mainly, which is at Savannah, right? And there are other little opportunities, like for instance, little small electrical classes and plumbing that they have in one school, well, probably 2 schools per se, within Faizabad. That could actually, and then again, it brings the question of, even if it have this, why are they not targeting the youth? Because right where I live, you come out 5-4 o'clock in the afternoon and you will see a set of young people playing.
Yeah, but what she wanted to know is what state support you're getting for things like that. Because you're living in a country where it looks like the members of parliament, and Tony, I want to make a suggestion. Members of parliament and councillors should have the company logos that's sponsoring them printed on their clothes. Like footballers.
Yeah.
So we would know.
Yeah.
If Rowley is sponsored by Amalgamated Security and Ansa McCall, he should wear those logos proudly on his uniform.
True.
Like an agent of.
Yeah.
Because the average person doesn't feel like they're represented.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You wake up every single day in this country hopeless,
Yeah.
making do,
Exactly.
hustling,
Yeah.
bobbing and weaving.
Yeah.
You don't want to trip on the pavement. The blasted manhole covers higher than the pavement.
That is another
Manhole
issue. That
covers
is another
missing.
issue that we have in Faizabad, because we did a walk about the Progressive Empowerment Party did a community walkabout in Faizabad, and we had us to walk on the roads because of the fact that either the manhole covers is not strong enough, either it break apart or either it fill up with debris. And we have to leave the pavement to walk on the road. Not only us, but school children.
But everybody, the elderly, the infirm, a blind person in Trinidad and Tobago, when you leave your home with your walking stick,
You
it's an
just
obstacle course.
Well, yes.
You could end up in casualty.
That's right.
Just so.
The regional corporation supposed to drive up and down the road, and everybody who have these dustbins hanging over their fence, these wrought iron dustbins, the latest style, that obstructing the pavement, that's against the law. Cut it down and put it in the yard with a bill for the cutting.
Yes.
It costs us $450 to remove this obstruction. There's your fine. It is time to run the country.
Yep.
You're right.
Yep.
You're right.
It is, and look at it, for instance, there is also the drainage, the poor drainage problems. Government build drains, but they are not maintaining it. Right, there is an elderly person that I personally went and visited because she noticed that I am with the Progressive Empowerment Party, and there, because she's not getting no response
From-
she has been speaking with people of the former and present governments, no response. The lady is elderly, she cannot do nothing. And I looked at the drain, I even have it up on the Faizabad, the Progressive Empowerment Party page, Faizabad constituency, right, and the drain, you could tell by how long that person was neglected, by the amount of weeds, by the amount of grass, by the slush, by the debris in the drain directly in front of her place. And she cannot clean that.
Yeah.
So who does the government expect?
But she shouldn't have to clean that.
She should not.
That is, Jamal, what is your telephone number? You should give your followers, the people in Faizabad, the ability to reach you. What is your number?
My contact number is 499-0957. Right, my wife number also I will give you the 791-0293.
And that is not a call and pips and look for dates. She's a married woman.
Exactly.
Yes, she's a, Tony, don't write down that number. No, you. Don't write down that number.
You're like stupid as it is.
No.
What's that number?
499-0957.
499-0957 is Jamal's number in Faizabad. And if you have an issue that neither... Now listen, since the Progressive Empowerment Parties arrived on the scene, all of a sudden the PNM and the UNC know how to talk issues, Janice. They're talking issues now. They know how to measure.
You could talk, but what about the action behind it? Come on.
Come now, man.
Everybody talking.
Come now, man.
Everybody
Faizabad
talking.
and Point Fortin supposed to be two of the most beautiful constituencies in this country just for oil.
That's
Just
right.
for oil.
Yep.
Exactly.
Correct.
Why? This is it. Why?
When I drive yesterday, you know what I do? Yesterday I drive from Marabella on the old road behind Pointe-a-Pitre. And it is such an embarrassment. And it is such a beautiful piece of natural land, the beach and the sea on your left.
Right.
And so much green space. And it's left to ruin like some rowdy women and the pastures.
Yeah, no.
He said, if he don't groom his woman, they just go to ruin. He's the groomer. Rowley, come and groom Faizabad. I have to laugh at that jackass. Listen, somebody said calling the Prime Minister is not wrong. Calling a jackass is not wrong. Calling this jackass Prime Minister is wrong. We do not have leadership in this country. And I dare any PNM sycophant. Listen, call Fares Choti Boy. Rowley, you could call yourself. Call in 628-9595, 628-3131 and tell us one thing that the PNM has done since coming to office that is of value to anybody. Just one thing. Just one thing. Because the nation waiting with bated breath to hear, Mr. Speaker, I have instructed Her Excellency the President to dissolve the Parliament and call a general election. That's all we care about. That stunting jackass dare not call a local government. I am putting a bet out there for everybody today. I put in a bet, call in and call your number. Rowley not calling local government elections because he will lose that. And the minute he lose that, it will precipitate a landslide to wash him and that band of bandits out of government.
Correct.
Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Jamal, the people of Faizabad, historically, they vote between the PNM and the UNC. But I want to know what you've seen in your work since you've started this. Have you seen a change in the way the people look at themselves and their responsibility to their political franchise? That if they vote sensibly, that they will get better?
Vote sensibly for a real government.
For
because
real.
they from being one-on-one with the experience, a lot of people, even who were sycophants and even who were diehard PNM and UNC's constituents, they actually lose faith right now in the UNC and the PNM. They are losing faith, and massively, right? They have not gotten real representation. They understood that the government actually did not care about them, which is government's main responsibility, which is the well-being of every citizen.
Correct.
They understand that now, and it's the Progressive Empowerment Party that has brought that to their attention. Why has the other present and former governments never take that into consideration? What about the citizens? When it is you see, a citizen actually told me this, when it is you actually see citizens are standing up, not only that, but citizens are complaining, the government is doing something wrong. And that is what has been taking place in Faizabad. People are actually fed up.
And I want to tell you something. It's a little surprise that the entire leadership team will be joining you all this Saturday on your walkabout in South. Wherever it is you all going, I am coming, Janice is coming, Tony is coming, Felicia Holder, chairman, is coming, and we will still be open in Stanmore at 2 o'clock for the meeting and the 3 o'clock public meeting, and when that walkabout is done, we'll be heading back up to the office. But the leadership of the Progressive Empowerment Party will be coming on that walkabout with you on Saturday. Jamal, if you had to tell the government this morning to get off their collective behinds and deal with issues, what would those issues be?
One of the main issues is to deal with the problem national security wise. Because how could you clean up a country, a drug state, narco state as you says, right, without first securing the borders?
You're absolutely correct. And from a Faizabad situation, do you know from your constituency, are you aware of any how to say, you know, people talk about Cedros and all the Venezuelan and the drugs and the guns. What about Faizabad? Is Faizabad, do you have any influx of illegal immigrants and illegal guns? Do you hear about illegal narcotics coming to your constituency because they've not secured the borders?
Yes, there is a lot that, I mean...
Don't give information, I'll put you in trouble.
No.
And expose you. But I'm just saying, have you heard of anything like that?
Yes, I have. Not only myself, but most of the citizens within Faizabad area know there are a few hotspots, right? And they know about the drug situation. Even I myself at 1 or 2 times noticed some suspicious actions by 1 or 2 persons within Faizabad, right? Where it is they will call 1 or 2 of the persons that are homeless. And I have seen it for myself, right? Again, the police station is not too far from there. What are they actually doing about this? And it's not myself alone. Everybody in Faizabad know, especially a certain sets of people that were in this, right? They are aware of that.
Right.
The reality of our situation, Janice, I want you to remove this label from this water bottle from it, causing stress for the people viewing, that they don't want it to look like Philip being sponsored by the 1%. So, you know what I'm buying today? I'm buying a thermos, and I'm bringing my own water from home. Wassa water. So if I choke and I'm dead, well, all you're going to do. It is what it is, right? So the people, Stephen Young and the rest of the crew watching, look, label removed, no 1% support. And let me rephrase that. 1%, feel free. Send all the money you want, but they have no strings attached and no quid pro. Rose asking, where's my pep cup? Rose, when I'm walking into the studio for the radio show, I have to walk with a laptop, a phone assembly to do the live broadcast, 4 headphones, a cup of tea, and 3 bottles of water. I need 4 more arms and hands to be able to bring one more thing. So we will address that. Yeah? But Jamal, we're gonna Tony, I think we should take any calls for Jamal from Faizabad. Would we be able to get callers from Faizabad if we ask for calls? I don't know what the broadcast fixes yet, so if people on the radio hearing us, is hearing it on the radio now? Or that's my live?
No.
Radio. Alright, so let's open the phone lines. About 5 minutes, people from Faizabad. If we could get some calls from Faizabad, I see it light up one time. So let me see, but we don't have extra headphones, so I gotta tell Jamal. Yeah, let me see.
Going on here.
Yeah.
Hello, morning. How you going, sir?
From Rusirak.
Nice man.
You're sponsoring him?
But we are not going to make a donation.
Oh God! Listen, caller, we will listen. Take my number. Jamal, give him your number again.
4990957. That is my number. 4990957.
What I want to tell you, put your money in a fixed deposit and call it at your interest.
Listen, the caller want to make a donation. I hope he took Jamal's number so that he could call him off here. And anybody else who would like to call and make a donation to the Faizabad and the South effort. But we're opening in South on the 19th of January. So that is on. And yeah, I know all you want to call in and blow up the thing with the bacchanal. 628-9595-683131.
Morning.
Good morning.
How you going, sir?
My job is mostly on the road, so I'm a technician in gas stations, so I mostly pass through the San Francisco area to get to Hyderabad. That road is very, very bad.
Exactly.
I can't even be in the explain there.
Oh God, boy. No, listen, man, it's insane.
Yeah, you can lose your car in the moon, boy.
Alexander, I just want to say one thing there, though. As we did say a while ago, we were going to invite Mr. King Ishmael to join your party.
Not at all. Not at all. We sending that invitation for him to come and see. And Bonnie I wanted to go home and cry big tears. Listen, no, to anybody else, let me disabuse. No. I think Inchan Ishmael is a donkey that rode in on a donkey. Thank you, caller. Let me disabuse anybody else who may have be of that notion that did we have any interest in working with that clown? Listen, Inchan Ishmael need to take a long walk off a short pay. 628-9595, 628-3131.
Morning.
Morning, Tony. Morning, Philip.
Morning.
I'm not calling from Hyderabad, but I'm calling from the market.
Oh,
I have
gosh.
a question.
Yes.
Although the PP is not installed or has never been in office, that elderly person that Jamal talked about with the drain, can PP get that drain clean and show that the PP is involved?
Well, that is the kind of thing that we do. That's the kind of thing that we're doing. Yeah, no, that's the kind of thing that we
That's what
do
we want.
regularly. And yeah, we absolutely agree
Yeah.
because it still takes a village and a community to
Exactly.
take care of all of us. And it's an elderly person, as Jamal say, we have to go and run to her rescue.
Yes. we will.
So thanks for that suggestion. Well done, well said. Yeah?
Thank you.
Yeah, well done, well said. 628-9595, 628-3131. Yeah, it was Keith Rowley as opposition leader that says anytime a government resorts to blaming the opposition for the failure to deliver on their mandate and their responsibilities to the people, it is a clear sign that they have accepted that they've outlived their usefulness.
Imagine Rowley say that. Boy, what a mad country.
Right, so Jamal, let me bring this to a wrap because we have a lot of other noise to make. I would like to thank you for coming up and joining us this morning. Are there any parting words that you would like to add to the conversation before you go?
Yes, I would. I would like to say to Trinidad and Tobago, take a look at where we are as a country right now. And you will understand why the time is now to vote for a Progressive Empowerment Party that will undo this madness that we have been facing as citizens for the past 56 years. Right? This party that is going up understands that the well-being of every citizen is the primary purpose and function of government. Right? So Trinidad and Tobago, have a good day. It's a pleasure, especially being
Tell them your number again.
My number is 499-0957. 499-0957.
Thanks a lot, Jamal and Alice and the Faizabad crew for coming to join us today on Pep Talks. And we will be in San Fernando South, all about doing a walkabout this Saturday, possibly Sunday,
Yes.
bringing the message of hope to all of the people as we grow this new and vibrant political family, the Progressive Empowerment Party. Have a good day, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah, right. So, and saying that, Janice, it was a really nice It was a really nice surprise to have the Faizabad crew drop
Yes,
in,
it
and
was.
they came all the way from Faizabad to talk to the
Yes,
people.
yes.
And that shows, the level of commitment that the Progressive Empowerment Party members have to this movement.
Correct.
To wanting a better country.
Country.
It's not a bunch of, listen, we're not in this for ego pips and giggles.
Well, not just that, but Faizabad is part of Trinidad and Tobago.
Absolutely. Well
And,
said.
you know, the level of neglect that has been given to that area over the last 56
Unacceptable.
years you're right, it's totally unacceptable, and it is time for real change. Real change. Yes, but right now we're talking about Faizabad.
Well, no, yes, yes.
Stay on point.
41
So
constituencies
Faizabad.
suffering, no, but Tobago,
Give
there are people in
Jamal
Tobago that crying
a
and like,
call.
but give Jamal a call.
Give
Tony,
Jamal
what
a
was
call.
Jamal's number?
Yeah, Jamal number for Faizabad, 4990957.
And what's Alice's number? Did you write down Alice's number?
I didn't. You have jokes.
Just take that one in. You have jokes this morning.
Yeah, but I want the citizens of Faizabad, do please give Jamal a call. Make known to him your issues so that, you know, we will be aware of what your issues are. It is time for real change for Faizabad. We look forward to coming down to South on Saturday and to meet the people and to for you all to know who we are and for us to know who you are. So we look forward to that indeed.
Yeah, it's about constant interaction with the
That's
people on
right,
the ground.
that's
You know,
right.
It's for us, if we are brokering for public office, the point of the matter is we need to know exactly what is being said and what is on the minds of
But
the
it's,
people on
but,
the
it's,
ground.
but it's time to move away from the shiny things. It's a time to move away from the distraction, the political jub and jelly bean. Keith Rowley come on TV last night and distract people with bullshit, confuse the issue with piffle, as that caller say, nonsense. You're talking nonsense. You're not adding, you're taking away. Somebody said you are going to add to the conversation. Make sure that what you are going to add uplifts and improves.
Oh, that's
If
right.
you are
Oh.
not, you just wasted the nation's time, abused your office to call the people to listen to the Prime Minister, engage in cheap politicking.
Yeah,
That was not leadership.
correct.
Leadership is taking people where they need to go. You've not enunciated that vision. You've taken Patrick Manning, who you denigrate and cuss. You take his Vision 2020, change the cover and call it Vision 2030.
Yeah.
Huh?
So what is the vision for 2030? Yeah? Or 11 years from now?
A perfect vision for 2030. Somebody had told me we had shown something in the future, and of the political parties in the future and governing the country. And a fella say, "Oh, let's forget the PNM logo." I said, "No, it's the future. PNM don't exist there."
Yes, beautifully said, man. Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
That have to be the mission of the day, you know. Really, I'm
Tony, I want to take you with a camera up Abi Pujad in Karanaj.
There we go.
I want you to come with me on a camera just to walk Abi Pujad Street in Karanaj. And the reason I'm saying Abi Pujad, and call all of them, because these are the communities that have fed Rowley's family for 32 years. These are the communities. Big Yard, Scorpion, Abi Pujad, St. Peter's Bay, Point Kumana, Sanganga, La Puerta, Covine, Rich Plain, Mason Road, Bagatelle. All of these communities in Diego Martin West are the people who voted repeatedly over and over
Yep.
to put him in office, pay him a salary that fed his family, raised his daughters. I don't know if he used to contribute to the upkeep of his sons that we only found out about when he became Prime Minister. So I don't know if he used to have to pay for them.
Yeah.
And if he did, Karanaj pay for the boys too.
Right.
Gart and
Yeah,
the other one.
correct.
And the truth of the matter is, if you go up in Abi Pujad Street or Big Yard, if you come School Street, where the police station and the post office and the churches, if you come and you see how these people live, you know the contempt they have for Karanaj. They build that fish market
Oh, God.
where the, I don't know who it was, the public body that had condemned a housing complex that was going to be built in the shadow of Alcoa, because the bauxite causes chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder. You can't put people to live in a place where there is so much bauxite in the air and in the environment.
Yes.
But you put people to work 8, 10, 12 hours a day in the same place. You build the fish market in the same place. Contempt. You have nothing but contempt for those people that feed your family. And the people need to see and understand.
Yeah. But when they told that they had to move, after they spent all that money,
Who have to move?
the fish market has to move.
I did not know that.
Yes.
The
yes.
fish
Somebody
market
came
have
and
to
said that
move
they
after
had to
all of this?
move.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is uncanny. They have to move the fish market after all that money spent.
Correct. But it's on a down low now because
The
you're
door
not
keep
really
opening in the
hearing
studio
too
and people
much.
coming and going. Just now, I hope some dancing girls will come in. Hey, Tony, maybe we get some dancing girls. Good morning, my friend. Yeah, good morning. All is well? Yeah.
Like it come to help the situation.
We've tried to solve some technical difficulties.
Alright.
Trinidad and Tobago, our responsibility as citizens to our country is to stand up in defense of our democracy. We cannot, by any stretch of the imagination, tolerate the foolishness that was put into the public space last night and accept that as leadership or governance. We cannot. We need to pick things. Look at education again. I mean, properly done education, if you do it properly, you will save money that you have to then spend on social development, social management, national security, police service, army, jail, prisons officers, rehabilitation, all of that, drug abuse, homelessness, all of those things are attached to a failed education system that takes our beautiful children at the age of 11 and condemns them to a life of mediocrity or sufferation. If you do not pass for one of the handful of prestige schools, you are doomed. If you succeed, it is you are used as the exception. You're not the norm. They will tell you not everybody that go to Mucurapo fail. That's true, but the majority do, and that is sad. Because across the road from Mucurapo is Fatima College, and Fatima College is a prestige school. And if you could have a ribbon of pitch separating two schools, that one is a prestige and one is a failed, and it doesn't dawn on you that right there is an opportunity to demonstrate leadership that understands the well-being of the citizens is the function of the government. That a government like a rising tide must lift all boats.
That's right,
That the
yes.
children in Mucurapo have the same rights as the children in Fatima. And that the government's responsibility is to make sure that children in both schools do well. And that if neither or either don't, the government has failed.
Yep.
And to those who make excuses and talk about and try to denigrate the community people come from as a reason, or blame parents, blame all these things, the blame game doesn't help. You win the battle and you lose the war. Because if people are not given a proper education, they go on to become people who have no real hope and opportunity in life, and that they have to now find a way to succeed. A hungry man.
He's an angry man.
No, man, just last night again, we have that discussion and a fella telling me, say, hey, what you can't get vexed with the criminal and them, because if a man see his daughter or son as a child or baby bawling, hungry, and you see a man walking down the road pocket full of money, you ain't have 1 cent, and you had to watch your child. You say the only option you have is to go and grab the man, you understand, and rob him. And he's telling me that you cannot blame these people for that, and to a certain extent he's correct. Because if we have a nation without open opportunity and people don't even have a direction in which to go in trying to supplement or help their family or move themselves forward and bring some level of betterment, what are we really doing?
Tony, I end up moving from activism to politics. There are a lot of things that push me in the direction of politics. I realize we mopping up the water that's spilling, but they have an open tap. And if you don't turn off the open tap, you will never finish mop.
Yeah.
And I'm using that as an analogy.
As a
because,
political analogy.
but you understand what I'm trying to tell you? Politically, we have to deal with the tap.
Yes.
I remember in well, it used to be called Hilo, about 15 years ago, they had this boy, young man, who come from Cocorite. And he was one of these people who bag your groceries. But he was in such demand. He was such a pleasure, such a hard-working young man. And he was in such demand that people who groceries to be packed, waiting on him to pack their groceries because he packing for somebody else. Keeping back the line, you know. But they want to deal with him. Because he was such a pleasant young man. And I tell him, I used to talk to him regular. And I tell people all the time, he was in the Jericho project. I said, this boy going places. This boy going places. One day I come in Hilo boy. And his picture all over the place. And I say, yes, they recognize him. They give him something fit. And then I realize I seen flowers and I seen candles.
What?
Oh no.
And they kill him.
We're saying, right?
They kill him in Cocorite. They kill him, and he used to. And it's only then I started to hear stories from the other packers and the girls who's cash and thing who, because the whole grocery morning that this boy, because I tell this young man, he was such a decent individual to deal with it, and to learn and to find out that for him and the plans that he had for his life and the work that he was doing, and he used to get beat up for not joining the gangs, and they used to terrorize this boy, and this boy get killed in some crossfire, in some gang war, in some nonsense. And to think that such, talk about literally lifting yourself up from your bootstraps.
Yes.
It is a sad, sad country that Keith Rowley doesn't understand this morning. That instead of the bullshit on the TV last night and more bullshit tonight, he and his entire government should be walking Morva, Beetham, Laventille and Sealots today. Go there. This is ground zero of the failing of the nation. Don't give me no excuses. Don't tell me about Small Island. Don't tell me about Eric Williams. I don't care. The fire is raging now. Out the fire. We will talk about what caused the fire after.
Yes.
Go in massive social redevelopment program. Jobs. Jobs. Keith Rowley. Jobs. We're not talking flicking baton twirling, man. Come on. We're talking KFC box packing. Real jobs, real hope, real opportunity. That is the Prime Minister work. Where are the jobs for these people? When they have to go and fill out an application in Pizza Boys. They can't write Morva, they can't write Beetham, they can't write Laventille, they can't write Sealot because people are hiring them. They gotta look for a friend who living in Woodbrook and St. James. A lie? It's the truth. Talk to people.
Yeah.
When you see a security guard parking people in a car and you watching this man and he undereducated and you could hear. Don't shame him. Find out how you come to be in
Like
this
that.
situation. How do we advance you? Because if we advance the lowest in society, the whole society will prosper.
Yes. And it's a no-brainer.
The better he does, that security guard, is the more money he have to spend by your business.
Correct.
Yeah? Because everybody want to do better. Everybody want to be seen to be doing better. Our vision for this country has to be a people-centered vision. Save me the pie chart and the graph bullshit. Tell me what you're doing for the people. Tell me how you're fixing education. Tell me what you're doing to make sure that there are good quality jobs, as you say, career opportunities for all the people. Show me where this country is dealing with a rogue and rapacious financial sector, where you're getting paid your salary, it going to the bank, and then the bank breaking off a chunk every month just because it passing through the bank, and your employer telling you, I can't give it to you in cash because they go rob me and shoot me when I go to take out the money. The country broken and failing. But the financial sector, they're supposed to have laws governed by the central bank dictating that you can't charge arbitrary fees. If I have an account in your bank, this is money that you're supposed to work and make money. That is the banking contract.
That's right.
That is the banking contract. Pay me my interest, rent out my money, make your interest, and You handle it.
Correct.
But we've allowed the banking association in this country to dilute the gene pool down into a dank and fetid situation. We have no competition. If you go in the bank, when they realize what, are they taking 15 minutes? Or they could spend a half hour, close down that branch and save money.
Yeah.
Force them use the ATM. I want to warehouse your money. I want to charge you for warehousing the money. But I want you to go and stick your card in a wall. You see what they build outside? What they closed down a full branch in 4 roads and opened 2 ATM RBC in West Bees.
Yes.
Those 2 ATMs is to replace an entire bank.
Yeah.
But the same service that they're charging you for having your account,
Hasn't changed.
that not changing.
Yeah.
All they're doing is saving salaries, saving rent, saving electricity. You understand what's going on, right?
Yes.
This is what's going on. Because they have no competition. I tell people, if you open the economy, this is a country where 4 banks make $5 billion during a recession.
Yeah. Tell me that.
Profit. 4
Tell me
banks
that
make
now,
$5
boy.
billion during a recession in fees.
Tell me
Yeah.
that.
Because they
now,
may
boy.
even renting, they have no credit in the economy. You have to go and dance a belly dance on your bank manager desk to hopefully get a line of credit to an overdraft.
To you before, I had to close down my business in Marabella 2 years ago. I had no other choice than to close down the business because I could not get foreign exchange to buy the stocks.
Brother,
I
what you
needed.
telling me, man? I went to a bank and they tell me we're not holding land anymore. We want cash for cash.
Yes.
So if you want $1 million, give us $1 million and we will lend you the $1 million. So you're lending me my $1 million. That's what you're doing. I is my jackass big
And you have
child.
to pay interest.
I paying you interest and
And pay
fees.
interest.
I paying you fees to hold my $1 million.
Correct.
And you lending me back my $1 million and charging me interest. Listen. You could imagine this country if you open the financial sector to competition. Imagine if you bring in 5 and 6 and 7 more banks into Trinidad and Tobago. Imagine the banking sectors now 8 and 10 branches of different banks fighting for your business.
yes.
Imagine all of a sudden you're getting treated with dignity and respect. As watch old people line up in them bank, and when you're getting older, as a man especially, you have to go to the bathroom frequently. They have no bathrooms in the bank. They have no toilet facilities. They have no seats for these people. These are people, as you're getting older, you're getting infirm. They have handicapped people. Take your jam, take your line up. Royal Bank used to have elders line.
Correct.
They close that down. They close it down. They lean and mean is the nature of the word in the banks. And I'm just telling you, if you are the prime minister and you don't know this, fire yourself. If you are the prime minister and you're not fixing this, fire yourself.
Yeah, but he doesn't go in the bank, you see.
But he
has
must
a-
know. Janice, I'm telling you, if he
Yes.
don't go in the bank and he don't know, fire him.
Well, all
if he's
right.
going in the bank and he know and he don't care, fire him. The
I
prime minister have
understand.
one work, one job. Make it better. The bank trying to make more money, and the government job is to make sure the bank serving the people. That's the social contract.
Yeah. Simple thing. Go anywhere in the world. Go anywhere in the world, and that is what.
That's the social contract. That's the social contract.
Exactly.
We must make sure our people can afford to live and live well. We're not telling you put everybody to live in Good Park, leave Chinley and Sabga up there. But I'm saying to you, make it so that the average person doesn't have to get anxiety and stress and turn their blood to water to just have a normal day. To wake up, get to work, come home. While you're at work, your children in school, get a proper education. If somebody have an emergency, look at Deputy Political Leader Lima McLeod Wilkinson. Her child broke a bone in her hand, and they spent 14 hours in Mount Hope waiting.
Waiting, just waiting, you know.
A child with a broken bone that could be fusing badly now,
Yeah.
because every minute counts.
How much money we spending in healthcare?
$5 billion a year.
Where that
Yeah.
money going? Where is
5
that money
billion.
going?
More than half the population of this country do not use public health. Nobody who is middle class, even plenty people in the lowest classes, will sell things to go in a private hospital than have to risk Port of Spain General, Mount Hope or San Fernando. Those hospitals are an insult. I talk to doctors. The only reason doctors not striking and speaking out more is because they sign a contract that makes it illegal for them to speak what they know. But I just still find out, this is a country where you bring old people. My friend, a police officer, he tell me, Philip, since 6 o'clock, my mother line up with all the old people. They put the drops in their eyes to dilate their,
Dilate
you know,
the pupil, yeah.
dilate the pupil. Yeah, this is your business. Dilate the people. They go on there for their cataract, is it?
Yeah.
Cataract surgery. He say, and everybody sitting down there in the sun with the lenses, with their eyes dilated, for them to come 2 hours later and tell them they ain't get the lenses, so come back next year. Come back next year. Now you tell me something. How you could do that to the elders of your society? That is the lack of respect that you have
Correct,
for the people that paved the way for you to have a life.
Yeah.
There's the dues you have to pay. After paying your dues as a citizen of our country throughout our whole lifetime, 70, 80 years old, that is the reward.
How do you
have to get
treat
as a elder.
people like that
Yeah.
and not know and not care? How do you not intervene forever?
Look at the fella die in front of the
Christopher
General
Phillip.
Hospital.
Christopher Phillip.
Christopher Phillip, yeah.
Akil Chambers would have been 32 years old last week. Akil Chambers, who was raped and murdered in a high-class party in Highland Park, whose dead body was hidden and then moved and put in a pool to pretend he drowned. And all of the information about that rape and murder, all of that was covered up. They have 2 people in this country now will forever symbolize the failure of this nation to operate itself under the PNM and the UNC. And to me, that will be Akil Chambers and now Christopher Phillip.
Yeah.
Christopher Phillip, watching that old elderly gentleman drag himself around the lawn. You trying to tell me, you in the Port of Spain General Hospital, you are the administration of the Port of Spain General Hospital, and you don't know a citizen on your front lawn dying?
Yeah.
You don't have a car park attendant, no ambulance driver, nobody says, hey, look, something going on here.
Yeah.
Doctors tell me that all the surgeries today cancel. Rat infestation in the operating room. All the surgeries today cancel. Pigeon droppings in the operating room. They've had to evacuate the emergency room. Snakes in the hospital. $5,000 million a year. Kamala, Rowley, Manning, Pandey spent $120 billion. We could have buy St. Kitts, Nevis, and Grenada for that money. $120 billion they spend on public health in this country. And that not counting the money that they use and abuse to build hospital. That $1 billion to the Chinese government to build Cuba Hospital. That's a different bill and a different debt. What going on in Point Fortin and Arima is different bills and different debt. Enslave your children to bullshit that we don't need.
Yeah.
Proper 41 proper public health centers. Open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with minor surgery suite. A casualty room that could deal with all of the emergencies that could bring somebody. Because a casualty room does 2 jobs. It stabilizes and treats, or it stabilizes and holds. You have to decide the condition that the person come in. I need to stabilize them and send them home, or I need to stabilize them and admit them to hospital. It's one of those 2 things. The emergency room is the first line.
Yeah.
So build 41 emergency rooms. So you in Diego Martin and your child swallow a light bulb, you gotta run to Mount Hope.
Yeah.
In Diego Martin, you should have an emergency room open 24/7.
Yeah.
There is a level of professional in the States and other countries in the world called nurse practitioner. A nurse practitioner is a higher level, not yet a doctor, but higher than a nurse. They have a lot more abilities. One of our senior members, Carla Jean Medford, she is a nurse practitioner. And she could tell you about this because nurse practitioners literally run the medical system in America. Doctors are on call and they're in rotation and they do the surgeries and the big issues. But all of the people that come to all of the casualty centers, the first people they treat with are nurse practitioners because they have to identify and assess. And they could manage for the most part. You could build 41 public health centers in this country open 24/7 with minor surgery suites, all of them casualty equipped, with dedicated ambulances on call 24/7, with rotating doctors. You have constituencies. Okay, Mayaro could hold the 7 constituencies in the north. So Mayaro itself will have its own doctors on call. But Diego Martin West, Diego Martin Central, and Diego Martin Northeast could have the same on-call doctor for 3 public health facilities because not all 3 will be in demand at the same time.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm trying to tell you?
Yeah.
And if for some reason a crisis occurs, you have other on-call doctors that in Port of Spain North, Port of Spain South, say that. You have those so that you can run the system because in Trinidad you can drive around this country in 2 hours.
Yep.
You can grab somebody and bring them in an ambulance in a police car and you're there in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You can fly them in a helicopter. I'm saying to you that we are not set up to deal with an emergency or a crisis. We are not.
True.
People are going to die. If we have a big earthquake and Long Circular Mall collapse, by the time, and I'm saying, I'm not calling it not Long Circular Mall, I'm just saying that when you talk about a crisis like that, I remember when Marshall Montano had a concert and when Chagramas and the scaffolding had collapsed. It's 2 ambulances back and forth, back and forth. So while you sit down there, bone break and bleeding, you know wait.
Yeah.
And it cannot be that we can't, if a plane crash. The other night I got calls, listen, everybody knew. I well connected with police, with ambulance drivers, with doctors, and I get information. When people call me first to find out why Piaco closed down, why flights being diverted, because the government didn't put out nothing yet. And people will panic for a lack of information.
Correct.
But when you find out that a plane the other day had a problem, a British Airways, and we had to manage the flow of that information into the public so that you don't cause panic. Because if your loved one is on that plane, you flying up to the airport on time.
Of course, yes.
You tell me which hospital they're in because you don't know what's going on, but you're hearing rumors. The Ministry of Communication, their job is to take that information and put it out in the public space in real time so that the average person is aware and guided and you don't make the problem
Panic.
worse. Because 500 people trying to reach the airport ain't helping the situation.
Correct.
If they know that they don't need to be, and you're getting updates. That's why when you look in the United States of America, news people, when they tell you this happened, and you will see a picture of a press conference building. This happening now, you know. But you see the press conference building because the mayor, the chief of police, the chief fire officer, somebody going to be talking to you, the chief medical officer. Somebody's going to be talking to you to bring you up to speed as to what's going on about this. Because that is a part of your job.
Exactly.
Correct.
That is a function of your job, not to fool the people and misdirect them. We have a country that is run so terribly badly, and the only thing saving these governments is people still caught up in the bullshit about Indian African politics, PNM, UNC nonsense. We do not have governance. We have continuous racist, nonsense, tribal, divisive politics. That's all we get. What Keith Rowley did last night was supposed to be governance. He gave us politics.
Yeah.
Governance, you call it mind your business. Well, tell me my business.
Yeah.
Tell me where my nation is. 628-9595, 628-3131. If you want to join in on the conversation and talk your talk and have your say. Today we have Janice Lemon Cricky, the hardest working PRO in politics today. Janice,
Yes.
why is Hema Ramkisoon refusing to have the Progressive Empowerment Party for a morning show interview when she's have everybody else? Why is she hiding from the PEP?
That's a very good question.
That
That is a very, very good question.
I don't know how else to ask it.
Because, I mean, you know, all my attempts to try and get us on their show has been futile. And I really don't know. Maybe they're afraid of us. Maybe they're afraid of what we're going to say to the general public. Maybe they don't have the stamina of which to have us on to, you know, educate and empower the public. I really don't know.
When Fazir said his wife was a fan, that rocked the system.
Yes,
They
it
don't want to
did,
hear
it
that.
did,
Janice, they
it
don't want to
did.
hear that.
I know.
Inside Fazir house, people are peppers.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
And that's telling you that even with your media blackout, and that's what I tell Stephen Rees, you're a man of impeccable integrity, and it's straining. Stephen is a fella, they have him on Alicia, but he like one of them muscular pit bull. You hard to hold on. Stephen like that. So when he on synergy, he go bust the chain, I'm telling you. When he on synergy, Stephen had us give real licks outside, but telling you, you're a man of integrity and character, brother. Stand up. If they fire you, it is better to go to hell for a heavenly cause. Don't let nobody abuse and use your voice, brother. You have a following. People want to hear. People want to hear the truth. They're not getting it.
We're not
That
getting
is-
the, we're not
you
getting the
just said
truth.
it.
We're not getting the truth.
That is that right there. People must hear
The truth. Mhm, the facts. That's right.
factual information, right? That is what the people truly need. And that is what they haven't had. It's why
For
these
56
political
years.
parties, the UNC and PNM, have been having the rate and run that they've been having. for the past 56 years.
628-9595-628-3131. I don't know with all the technical operations I see going on inside of here. Maybe I'm calling for calls that we can't take. If you want to test the system, call
Yeah,
me
let me
please.
test the system.
628-9595-628-3131. Talk your talk. Hello, good morning.
How are you going, sir?
Good morning. That's it, caller. Anything else you'd like? No. Anything else you'd like to add? Don't cut it off. Talk your talk, caller. Get out your vent your spleen. Tell me. Talk to me. It have no what? I'm not hearing you. Speak up. I want the. They have no place. What's that mean? You don't want a third party? You don't think Trinidad and Tobago ready for a third party? Alright, I'm hearing that. But you think a third party will succeed in Trinidad and Tobago? But you know the UNC was a third party when the NAR was in office and the PNM was the opposition? You know Club 88 was a third party and they formed, they became the UNC? Caller? Caller, turn down the volume of your radio. I'm giving you the opportunity to vent your spleen for your handlers to hear you speak the whole script they send for you to read. Take your time and have your say. Turn on your radio. Because I want you to understand, all the bullshit that they full in your head with not helping you. I could bet you money this morning, your life circumstances are not easy. All around you, this nation is failing. And we need a better country. And that is what we here are trying to do. Yeah? No, I went up as an independent against Dr. Keith Rowley in Diego Martin West, and I was unsuccessful as a candidate in the 2015 election. Okay? What? Sorry, I didn't hear that. I didn't hear what you just said. If Keith Rowley had run as an independent, I think it would have been a level play field. What Keith Rowley benefited from is the PNM voter padded HTC housing. And a lot of that makes a difference. But I think this coming election here, you will see the voice of the unrepresented and the unheard rioting in the ballot box. And I think that you will see real, for the first time in the country, real representation manifesting itself in the election results. Caller, if you turn down your radio, we will hear you better. I want everybody outside there to hear you. Turn down your radio. So you're hearing me on the phone. Just hear me on the phone. Colleagues of my party call people stupid. Caller, you can't use the phone to receive texts from the UNC and also talk to me. I had to pick one. Who it is did that? You need to tell me that so I can answer. Two of my colleagues, I heard the current Prime Minister call the children on school wild hyenas. I heard Kamala Persad Bissessa refer to them as Duncy. People say things and you have to take it in. It's absolutely, listen, at the point in time, Jerry Hadid was the Minister of Communication, and Jerry called me to find out what we could do about that. No, caller, just now. Just now, caller, just now. No, just now, caller, when you are speaking, I listen to you. When I am speaking, I want you to listen to me. When Kamala had referred to them as Duncy, and they had cut her off, people were calling to find out what exactly she was trying to say. and Jerry Hadid, who was then the Minister of Communication, had asked me to see how we could rescue that, and I said you had to let that burn itself out, like Rowley's wild hyenas from an African jungle. We need to understand that people will say things off the cuff, out of timing every now and then. We take it in stride. If members of my party refer to people as stupid, I apologize on their behalf. But this is a very difficult. What's that? Yeah, Kamala already called them, Duncy Keith already called them wild hyenas. We deal with it and we go forward. You see, it sounds like you have selective memory, but you know what I will do for you today? I, Philip Edward Alexander, have the recording. So, no, I don't think so. But I promise you to play the recording for you on this show today. So hang on, right? I'm going to find it.
Yes, find it
And play it for you,
Educate
so
this
you
man.
will hear it and you will understand that all of these things. But you say they are colleagues of mine. Ask your handler, whoever's scripting it, two of them. A woman and a man from my party called people stupid. Who they were
When?
talking to? You was on this radio station, and two of our colleagues on this radio station called people. That is not this is not my radio station, you know, caller. I know, but it's not my radio station. If this, we have a show that Tony and I do, and no, we don't be calling people stupid on the show. So I think you're misunderstanding. And who were these people? Who were these people who call the people stupid? Who was the person or the two people that call them stupid? I'm telling you, you're misunderstanding us for somebody else. All right, caller, you had an opportunity. Okay, good. Is there anything else you would like to add? Other people trying to get in now. That's it? That's it, caller? Have a lovely day. 628-9595-621. I entertained him because we were using him to test the phone line. Yeah, of course, take all. Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Good
Sorry for the
morning.
delay with the last call. Apologies. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wait. Slow down. Slow it down. Wait, caller. Slow down, caller. All right. But nobody is looking for the UNC. That's why we're calling it under no circumstances. You see, it's easy to make this call and say this, but you see this Saturday, you see next week Saturday on the 19th, come to the San Fernando office and see the opening of the San Fernando office. Bring whoever it is gives you the phone card and the script to read. Let them come and choke on their words. 628-9595, 628-3131. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
How are you doing?
Yes, it is. Hello. Good
Morning, go ahead.
Go ahead, yeah.
Yes, it is. Call, I'm not hearing you. Speak into your phone a little better.
Hello. I'm Gaspro.
Right. Caller, you hear it? You hearing me? Could I give you my telephone number so that you could send me this information via text, so we'll come and take a look at what you're asking us to take a look at? Because we're not hearing you on the phone. Are we hearing you good now?
Ah, that is
Tell us it quick now, right now. What it is you want us to come and take a look at? Yeah, that is a mad piece of road. I know. Deplorable. The roads are deplorable. And listen, we thank you for calling us this morning. We have those pictures and that information. My number is 682-2110. You could call in anytime and send me information. You could WhatsApp and text me pictures too, yeah? 2110. Thank you, my friend. Have a good day.
Have a
Yeah.
good day.
Yes, Trinidad.
Tony, the reality of the situation is we're dealing with people that are being abused and misused by political parties. Take all the calls.
Morning, Trinidad. Morning, caller. Very
Good
good.
morning.
Good morning. Caller, if that happens, I want to tell you. If that happens, no, I want to tell you this. If Trinidadians really make that choice, yeah, I know, I'm listening to him, but is it UNC and PNM is the same nonsense, caller? Caller, is the same nonsense. I know you want to believe otherwise. Progressive Empowerment Party, if you come and you engage the conversation and you ask your leader, you go to your UNC leader and ask her, Kamala, why didn't you secure the nation's borders? Gary Griffith was the Minister of National Security, and Gary Griffith had on his desk every Minister of National Security under the UNC. She was the head of the National Security Council. This country is known as a narco pipeline and illegal drug trafficking state. Why didn't you secure the nation's borders? No, but you have to ask these questions because I'm not interested in the political bullshit, and I'm telling you, I'm not taking that today. I'm dealing with, you could want to still vote for your abuser. That is your choice to make. That's not why I am here. And you don't get to use this platform to come and spew UNC bullshit because UNC failed. Kamala failed. I was there. I could tell you. To this day, Kamala cannot come to the nation and explain what she and Anil Roberts did as live sport. To this day, Kamala Prasad Bisesa cannot explain how she allowed a minister to pick up $34 million in 2 checks of $17 million each and pay to Adolphus Daniels E-Beam for live sport. That gave us nothing. I hear in your voice, you must have relatives and family who want better. That $34 million was wasted money. Live sport took millions of dollars and wasted money and encouraged the development of gang violence. All of this went on under Kamala. Gary Griffith was fired because he had to expose an attorney general who tried to bribe a man.
Imagine
Who
that.
tried to bribe a man with a position as sensitive as Police Complaints Authority. You fire Gary Griffith. Look, Gary ended up Commissioner of Police.
Yeah.
The saving grace for the country. The people who still misguided and supporting the UNC this morning, there's nothing I could do for you other than tell you, wake up to your reality.
That's right.
Ish and Steve and Brian and Kurt and Russell Huggins and all of these people who make off with billions of dollars under the Pandey UNC. When Ramesh Lawrence Maharaj saved this nation and pulled down Basleo Pandey, we found out the Caroni rum stocks was being stolen. There was a minister inside Pandey government cabinet who was giving himself under Pandey the bandwidth in Trinidad and Tobago. That means every cell phone, every radio station that operates in Trinidad and Tobago, he would get a commission and a kickback. Petrotrin and National Gas Company, Clico and CL Financial was looking to take that. The Pitch Lake was put on the chopping block. The reason I keep provoking this Pitch Lake conversation, they say a good lawyers never ask a question he don't already know the answer to it. I know when this Pitch Lake nonsense starts, you know. Understand what I'm telling you? That it is not now, and it is not just Rowley to blame. If you think, and to the last caller, if you think that Trinidad could be this bad and it only be PNM responsibility, or that you could follow Rowley's nonsense last night and believe that somehow it could only be UNC responsibility, there's nothing I can do to help you. The work that the Progressive Empowerment Party does, what we come out to do every single day of life, is to appeal to thinking people to look around you. If Kamla Persad-Bissessar was Prime Minister for 5 years and 6 months and education still failed, she failed.
Yeah.
If Kamla Persad-Bissessar was Prime Minister for 5 years and 6 months and public health still failed, she failed. If Kamla Persad-Bissessar was Prime Minister for 5 years and 6 months and all of the mafia, the contract mafia that benefited under Rowley was benefited under her, she failed. The HDC under Kamla Persad-Bissessar was a complete theftocracy. And if you do a forensic accounting of the Housing Development Corporation, it will reach as high up as Kamla herself. Trinidad have to understand, this is not about me liking a politician. I don't want to like you. I want you to serve me.
That is the job, right?
I want you to do a good job for my country.
Yes.
I want to know at the end of the day my borders secure, my people could get jobs, those who have jobs could own a home, afford food for their family, put their children in a good school, public health available in case of emergency. That's what I want. Keep the lights on, keep the water flowing, keep the road smooth, end the traffic, and save me the bullshit.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
That's true.
I don't need to like you. You don't want to be pretty or ugly. I don't care about those things. I don't care who you're sleeping with. I don't care who you're praying to. Don't come to tie nothing on my hand. Don't come to tell me about grooming. I am beyond all of that. I want public servants that serve the public. That's the government's job.
Yep.
Tell them.
That's
tell
the government's job.
Tell them we
So
did
don't
not elect
call
one
me
royalty.
on the phone to defend foolishness, and you can't answer for the non-performance under your government, but you want to talk about another government. That's what the PNM and the UNC have these people chain up and doing
That's right.
to their own demise. It's like a snake eating itself.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's like a snake eating itself. It's 10 past 11, well, 8 minutes past 11 on the 7th of January 2019. We are inside today. The main issue Trinidad and Tobago want to deal with today is the nonsense of an address to the nation by a prime minister who promised to mind our business, and all he did was mind everybody else's business. He didn't give the nation a clear idea, a vision, a roadmap of where his government would like to take us. All Kamla is telling us is that she don't like what Rowley doing, she will do better, but she don't have a roadmap herself. The two of them like the blind leading the blind, and it is insanity. It is the textbook definition of insanity to consider either of these two failed political ideologies that have done nothing but divide the nation racially and facilitate the plundering of its treasury.
Yes, man. Yes, man.
That is what has been the legacy of every government in this country, from Eric Williams to
Come
now.
down the road, that's
And
right.
Trinidad and Tobago have to keep trying, have to keep making change, keep changing, keep voting for change until you get better. If you marry a man and he beating you, leave him. If the next man beating you, leave him too. Don't go back to the first man. Find a third man. You must find a man who ain't beating nobody, and if push come to shove, you could marry the West Indies. They ain't beating nobody.
Oh God. No, man, but it's real. The environment we're living in right now in Trinidad and Tobago is absolutely real. And to see that we still have citizens that still want to run down and support and talk about it, to have room for third party and all of this. I mean, at the end of the day, you said it just now, when I was a third party.
That's
I mean,
right.
it was
See,
a
people
third
don't
party.
know the history.
But
They
is it?
don't know
people-
the history.
The people do not know. That is
That's
what's
right.
been going on for 56 years. It's to dumbfound the people not having the information in order for them to make better decisions.
Correct.
Because again, you have people calling in the station and talking that talk.
Yes.
Talking that talk right now.
And
you understand what I'm
the
saying?
information is incorrect.
No, but the point is that go to these people's homes or their community and see what is the environment there, see what it is they're dealing with, and the people within that constituency and community, what is the woes that they are dealing with. But you still want to come all and talk about Kamala this, Kamala that, or Rowley this, Rowley that. I mean, come now man, we have the proof to show 56 years down the road, the people have not seen better. We have not seen better Trinidad and Tobago, as a people as a whole, as an entire nation, the point of that is every administration coming into office is supposed to be outdoing the last.
Correct.
You understand what I'm saying? Why it is we are still sucking salt in the 21st century, the third richest economy behind America and Canada. Trinidad is the third richest economy as per capita. But yet, look outside now, man. Look outside. We keep saying New York City spending $1 billion for 8 million people. Quantify that at 10 billion TT. We have 1.5 million people, 8 times less than America, and we're spending 6 times more.
Where's the money going?
Tell me what it is going on here. Have Kamala answer that. Have Rowley answer that, or any prime minister going down the road from the day that red, white, and black went up the road 56 years ago. From Eric Williams come up the road. Really and truly, Trinidad and Tobago, we as a people must wake up, realize what our true worth is. What is our true worth? What is deserved to us as citizens of this land, the third richest economy with all types of natural resources, from agriculture to natural gas to oil to pitch, you name it.
Nobody be playing cheap politics. Gypsy Peters in the UNC cross the floor, the same PNM that cost Gypsy Peters, and talk about the 100 mattress that Gypsy thief from the ODPM and put in the house, is the same PNM that accept him, and now he's the head of the NCC. The country playing stupid politics. The only prime minister that ever followed through on his corruption allegations was Patrick Manning, when he had Steve and Brian and the rest of them arrested for corruption. And we spent $150 million in the DPP's office trying to prosecute these people, only to elect a UNC back into office to have them come and write a Section 34 law to free these people.
Tell me this thing, boy.
Because Kamala Prasad Bisesa damn well know. She damn well know what went on in the PNM, in the UNC when she went Pande, because she was his right hand man. She was right there.
That's right.
So they could save me the bullshit. I'm not interested in that anymore.
Tell them.
I'm not interested.
don't know
But them 3 callers who called talking about the UNC, go by Ish. Go by Ish and tell him, share some with you. Go and give you some of the money that he thief from your children.
Thank you very much.
Go and ask Brian Quaitom to put your child through school.
Yeah.
When your tanty and your mommy end up in the hospital and it's a piss-soaked mattress for them to lie down on, go by Russell Huggins. Go by Steve Ferguson from Maritime. Go by these people who get away with the literal and figurative murder in this country. Trinidad and Tobago has been abused and ridden like a donkey by these political parties. It take this clown Herbert Volney, Kamala's Minister of Justice, to admit that he met with Ish in Tobago, in Ish Hotel in Tobago, and he write Section 34. He do that. He say he was responsible and apologize. And Ram Logan accept his apology. And I say, wait a minute. How is this? How is this the end of this? The man just admitted to misbehaving in public office. This is not about Anna Ram Logan to forgive. This is the DPP and the police now.
Jail him.
Where was the DPP and the police when Herbert Volney admitted to hijacking the parliament and making a mess of legislation to the benefit of bandits under the UNC? So all of these paid political obfuscators that want to call in.
You're really about that.
A dig deep. You went down in the Google. You're reaching the Google for now. No, but it's true. It's true, and they vexing me because all the nonsense Rowley talk about this one thieving and that one thieving. You're there 3 years. Give the information to the DPP. Let us see some response. Let us see some follow through. We want arrests. We want prosecution. We want our money back. We want our money back. Rowley say, I went to the Prime Minister in August 2003 and told him about massive bid rigging at Udicott.
Anything was done about that?
What happened to that? Rowley, you are the Prime Minister. You accuse Caller Hart of the most obscene banditry where Taruba Stadium is concerned, and then you come and give out contracts on the same Taruba Stadium to your friends and financiers. It is like, it is thief from thief to make God laugh. Trinidad and Tobago is a broken nation. And I'm saying, listen to me this morning, how much energy has put on all of us to fight this fight. If there are people in this country that's still so foolish, still so stupid that they could think that either the PNM or the UNC, either one of them less worse. To the caller who called it to say we call people stupid, we're talking about people who are capable of voting PNM and UNC still. Janice, what do you know all the bottles of water? I'm going to tell you, no, seriously, if you could be so misguided, if you could misguide yourself and say that you could look at political organizations that was capable of doing the kind of things that these people have done to the country and still go and line up to vote for them, I can't help you.
There's no help.
But don't boast about your stupidness.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Madness.
But what I also want to find out is why does they keep assuming that PP should be joining up with UNC?
Why are they even
Why is
assuming?
it-
Listen,
Why
They
is
know
it-
UNC can win. They know it. The Progressive Empowerment Party in 2 years has been a political earthquake in this country.
That's right.
And we are growing. Listen now,
the whole
when this
conversation changing.
Tony, when the
You know?
South office open, when the South office, and Hema could hide, just now CNC3 will end up she and Nicholas Sabga alone playing small goal football. Nobody is taking them on just now. Traditional media is over. We share posts on our social media and get hundreds of thousands of views. If Hema had 1 ounce of journalistic integrity, I see her putting out at the start of the year going into 2019 and listing all the things wrong. But she forget to add to the list corrupt and complicit copy and paste media who have no interest in actually seeing to the tenets of journalism is actually done in this country, protecting the value and the purpose of the fourth estate. You can't be giggling and joking on the TV in the morning, drawing a salary under false pretenses. The media have a purpose. Do that job. If Hema think that she could still hide the Progressive Empowerment Party while CNC3 running down every small bushfire that looked to become a political party, no problem. Do you do? We know we have our dues to pay. We paying our dues. We outside there every single day. No other political party in this country can say that they've had a political meeting with their members almost every week since they formed. Since we form every Saturday, open mic, a sharing of food and drinks. People bring and share among themselves. But no other political party does this. Balize House is a ghost town there in government. UNC is a ghost town until they want to screen you. Those are not representative parties. We say real representation. We have a conversation. People come and challenge. Like we open the phone lines as much as we do on these shows. So people can call in. It's not for UNC to pay these people with phone card and send them scripts on the PNM. You just hear them. When I talking and you hear them pausing, it's because they're scrolling on the same phone. Hear me, Ram Logan, Munilal. Listen to me. Send the people a next phone. One phone to call from and a next phone to read on. So that the public don't realize that while I talking to them, they're scrolling to see what you sending to ask Philip Alexander. But I'm waiting for any one of them politicians to put God out their thoughts and meet me on a media show. From Rowley and Kamla come down through the line. Imbert, Faris, Stuart Young. I want to meet all three. Imbert, Faris and Stuart Young on one show. And I'll stand up on one leg and tie 2 hands behind my back. I don't mind. We could do it in Balize House. I'll come there. Let's talk. Let's really talk. Kamla, Rudal, Ram Logan, Suruj, come. Let's talk. All the bullshit artists, come. Let's talk, because all I want to ask is issues that affect this country. If you didn't know when you were in office, why were you in office? And if you know now, do you know because of the PEP? And is it because of the Progressive Empowerment Party you are making new promises of things that you weren't aware of? So why would we need you to copy and paste our policies when you had political office and didn't have the intellectual wherewithal to do that?
Simple thing, you know.
Yeah.
Read
You
that
couldn't
again.
solve the problem. You couldn't solve
Copy
the
and
problem
paste.
when you was in government. Kamala walk out of there talking about police rogue, police criminal, but you did nothing for the rogue and the criminal police. You didn't go to the parliament and say, Mr. Speaker, as a government that cares about the people, we have written a law to bring to the opposition and to ask for their support to help us in setting up an independent internal affairs division for the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service under the Constitution to function and to be used insulated from the police service so that, make sure my thing plug in, so that the people of the country could have a police service that is functional, that can deliver the representation that the people need. She couldn't do that. 5 years and 6 months, she couldn't do that. I could give you another plug for Janice. 5 years and 6 months, they couldn't do that. Huh? You got it to work?
Yeah.
And that's the truth. We technical difficulties right now, and we manage it. I get a million phone calls and messages on my cell phone. And listen, let's take calls. Yeah, Janice, take calls, take calls, take calls, take calls. My headphones.
Board has lit up.
Let's see what's happening here.
Tony, I'm not taking
Good
no
morning.
script readers.
Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Good morning, caller.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Hi.
Yes, go ahead.
Speaking. Hi, are you hearing me?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Alexander.
Good morning.
Good morning. I just wanted to let you know, my God, keep doing what you are doing. And people are not seeing it now, but you will be an asset to the Skull Island state. We've never had someone like you. You make all the sense in no glitter. Real talk.
Thank you very much for
Part
that.
of this country.
Thank you for that call, and I hope we're meeting you in person. I hope you're coming to join us either this Saturday at Stanmore or next week Saturday in Manahambre Road in Palma.
St.
St.
Madeleine.
Madeleine. Yeah? Have a good day. Great job. Yeah? 628-9595, 628-3131. If you want to call and have your say, please. But the script readers miss me now. Eh? Tired of that
Good
now.
morning, caller.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Good morning.
Listening to Mr. Alexander. And I do believe in politicians every state of faith. But I've been listening to Mr. Alexander. And for the past years, right down to 56, you have a problem that none of the government will come effectively and in the interest of the people. I want to ask you, if he gets my vote, how long will it take him to fix Trinidad and Tobago?
Are you staying on the call? Oh, you're listening off here, okay. Let's talk about some of those issues before we take another call, right? Let's talk about some of those issues. I want the caller to understand. We say there are things, the legislative agenda, and Bastille Pandey all around the country talking about campaign finance reform. There are three things that are, constitutional reform. There are three things that people know are necessary for constitutional reform in this country. Chief among those is recall legislation so that you could fire non-performing members of parliament. That is important and imperative because ministers and MPs will do their jobs if they know that the people who hire them could fire them and that they're not elected dictators for 5 years. That's one. Two, referendum is an important thing for issues like decriminalizing marijuana and the death penalty for dealing with crime and stuff like that. Those are issues. Abortion. Those are issues that you need to go to the people and let the people vote on. That's what a referendum for. The third and most important part of constitution reform that we need is to separate the legislature from the executive. And what that basically means is we have too many members of parliament. That is a big job. A member of parliament is a big job. To be elected as a member of parliament, that should be your only job. We have members of parliament who are also government ministers. That's the legislature corrupting the executive. We need to separate the two. You are either or. You can't be both. And the Progressive Empowerment Party says that our legislative agenda will be brought to the parliament in the first week within the 100 days that we're in office. That at the first opportunity to call the parliament to order, we will be calling the parliament to order to introduce three bills: recall, referendum, and to separate the executive from the legislature. We will make sure that not one of our members of parliament are made ministers. You will have one job. You are a minister, serve the people as a minister. You're an MP, serve the people as an MP. You don't need 2 and 3 salaries. That's one. Simultaneously, while that is happening, we have an advisory council whose job it is to make all our plans and policies. We could just push play as we come to office. We want to decentralize the water and sewage authority to the 41 constituencies so that every single constituency could get its own plan to get, hold, and treat and distribute water, either through retention ponds for rain, through wells, desalination. However we could find your water source for your constituency, we will work there with individual organizations. Water for all should be a possibility within the first 2 years. We're talking about building 200 purpose-built schools so that they could be 10-year schools and replace all these schools that are primary schools and secondary schools. We want to abolish the SEA. This has to start immediately so that the school system could become something that works, that all children could get a grade point average. So when we come to office, the last child in Form 1, the last class in Form 1 will become the last Form 1 class as we introduce a new school system that allows children to go into school from the age of 5 and come out at 15. Their parents growing with the teachers and the principals and the administrators of the school with a GPA that they can monitor the performance of their own children. At the same time, we're talking about securing the nation's borders. While we're building the maritime security wall, we will be working together with this country's allies throughout the world, to the United States and Canada and England and Germany and France and Spain and Portugal, everywhere, Japan, China, anybody who's willing to send us Coast Guard vessels to help us establish a maritime perimeter 3 miles out at sea to stop the flow of guns and illegal drugs into this country. That has to happen, because the moment that happens and you could stop the flow of guns, you could put a bounty on illegal guns in this country. You could tell police $2,000 a gun. We'll put aside $120 million. I want to up the ante. 2000, Prime Minister Keith Rowley said there are 30,000 guns in this country. Let's pay you money to bring in those guns. Sweep the country clean, because we give you 3 months to bring in as many guns as you could. As you bring them in, they'll be registered and they'll be destroyed, so that we will know all of the guns. Even in cases where they needed ballistic testing, we will test those guns before we destroy them, so that you'll have a ballistic record in case future crime requires you to know the ballistics of a certain gun, that you can have a member of the police service give evidence in the court. This gun was retrieved from society and it was destroyed, but it existed, right? Those things have to happen. Set up the Internal Affairs Division in Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to clean up the police service. Transform the Trinidad and Tobago Regiment / Army / Defense Force into something we would like to call Homeland Security, to augment and work with the Coast Guard in making sure that Trinidad and Tobago is now fully secure. That is where we want to go as a nation. Or we would like to begin construction on 41 public health facilities, public health centers, complete with minor surgery suite and casualty department, so that we could create in quick time for the nation an opportunity to have real professional public health in an emergency. We want to move the port of Port of Spain out of Port of Spain. We want to move all of the offices that are centralized in Port of Spain and have 200,000 people coming into the country. We want to start all of that in the first year, so that within the first term, we would have decentralized Port of Spain, moved the port of Port of Spain out of Port of Spain, and made all schools zoned 10-year schools. The traffic will dry up like 5-cent shave ice in hot sun. Whatever is left, we will talk about mass transit applications, but we wouldn't be buying bus and train by VAPs. We would know, we would have a plan. A plan is important. Critical information. 7,000 farmers that are on the list now, we will work with them to begin growing food staples in Trinidad and Tobago, introduce breadfruit, avocado, soursop, guava back into the diet. Because the rest of the world now catching up and realizing those are superfoods. We have them here. We have them here. Introduce them one time. So your short-term, medium-term, long-term plans start. So immediately you're growing tomato that you're harvesting in 6 months, but you're growing breadfruit that you're harvesting in 3 years. Start growing Julie mango for export. Decriminalize marijuana. Empty the jails of all the people that are sitting down inside the jail right now on marijuana charges. Vacate all marijuana cases. Purge all marijuana convictions, and grow marijuana to export to the pharmaceutical industry worldwide. Trinidad and Tobago is poised outside of the hurricane belt that we can set up in quick time maritime joint ventures with a lot of companies in the world to do marinas for pleasure craft and marine craft storage during the hurricane season. That is big business, and as we are the only tropical island outside of the hurricane belt, it'll work well for us. I watch a Caribbean island had six cruise ships dock at the same time. Six cruise ships dock at the same time. When we tell Tobago that in fast time we will put 1 million legs on the ground in Tobago, tourists, 1 million tourists on the ground, it's through the cruise ship industry. Listen, man, work together with Disney and Caribbean and Monarch and set up for them. Set up marinas. Forget the scandals bullshit. It's just about building marinas and funding and encouraging all of the real, what people come to see in a country like Tobago. All those things accentuate those positives. They don't want to see more skyscrapers and air condition. They want to see goat racing and crab racing and Tobago wedding. Build those things up. You understand? Blue Food by Storby mustn't be in concrete and air conditioned huts. It must be they want to see carrot shed. They want to sit down on bamboo. We could go back to there and build that back and give them that. But Tobago could immediately become, and you have to spend that money to get that money. But Tobago could become the #1 tourism destination in the world. All of that I just talk about diversify the economy to introduce shipping and shipping turnaround. Establish joint venture with Trinidad and Tobago. They say people in Trinidad have money. If you want to do business with us, we will do 50-50 joint ventures to set up shipping facilities right around this country in Trinidad. Industrially, we are a stone's throw from the Panama Canal, positioned between North, Central, and South America. Shipping, we're supposed to be a shipping giant. Singapore is not the size of Trinidad and Tobago, but Singapore is a shipping giant. Are you telling me we can't just be a cargo hub, drop and pick up, build a shipping, build a dock, replace the port of Spain with a facility 5 and 10 times in Point Lisas? That's what you need now. We ain't start to talk yet about exporting cocoa and honey, but we want to make sure our honey farmers, our pepper farmers, our cocoa farmers get support, because those are among the best in the world. We rated. Stand with it. Reintroduce $1 billion industry. Reintroduce organic sugar. We have good trained sugar farmers in the country. There are standards for it to be called organic. Work on that. Recall all ambassadors, all high commissioners. Give them 2 jobs. You're going to be monitored by your performance. Sell Trinidad and Tobago business to the world. Bring foreign direct investment here. We want to move the Labas. The Labas have no business being the entrance to the port. The capital of Trinidad and Tobago, you have to pass through the city dump. It is an insanity. Remove that from there. Relocate that. China and Japan built islands out at sea to house their dumps. Sweden and Switzerland teaching the world that if you use proper reduce, reuse, recycle, repair, you could actually reduce the amount of waste to almost nothing. Recycling plastic bottles. We want to introduce a 25-cent tax on these plastic bottles so that the people, the indigent, the homeless, the unemployable could go and pick up these bottles and return them to recycling centers that can reduce them to pellets and straps. For construction, bendable concrete is now a thing. Using plastic pellets in the pitch, in the road, in the gravel on the road reduces the noise level and lengthens the lifespan of a road. All of these things, we know that all of these things have to get done. The caller asked, what will we do when we get into office? Each of those things has a minister or somebody in charge who is responsible. You have an attorney general or a minister of legal affairs who's supposed to be working on dealing with crime, dealing with your legislative agenda. Your Minister of Education, his function is to deal with this issue of setting up the 200 purpose-built schools. The Minister of Health job, deal with the public health centers. We need to get to a point where leadership understands that give everybody their responsibility and get out of their way. We could do this and more. Our game is supposed to be hit your target. Hit your target. We want all of our children getting to the highest level of performance so that we know that they come out of school with an education that prepares them for a life, not for a suffering.
That's right.
All of these things have to be done at the same time. All of these things supposed to be happening now. People will ask you where the money to do that coming from. $30 billion in our budget is money that we don't have to spend.
That's right.
End all of these fake contracts and make work contracts. End all of it. Put the people to work. If you move the Labas as the entrance of Port of Spain, you could create a large commercial industrial center right there. And you invite businesses from all over the world to come and set up their factories here. It can't be polluting factories because we want a clean environment. But set up your factories here as long as they're labor intensive so that we could suck all the idle labor from Morvan, Beetham, Lavatel and Sealots and give them proper jobs. Because the largest middle class in the world right now is in India. And India was the slums and the ghetto of the world 30 years ago.
That's right.
But a vision for the nation created the largest middle class in the world out of them providing service jobs and IT jobs, and now they own more IT patents than any other country in the world. We could get to these, we could hit all of these objectives because you know why? Our people in this country are very talented. You take the average Trinidadian and you send the average Trinidadian anywhere in the world, and they don't just thrive. They go incandescent. Trinidadians are leaders in their field all over this. This little country punches way above its weight class. We can, just by working with our people, create hope and opportunity. You imagine you bring Apple computing because Donald Trump has sent a message that 100 million jobs that are in China, he want them back out of China. Trinidad and Tobago said, break off piece of that for we. You could imagine if we making Apple iPhone next generation screens in this country, or Samsung, or any company that looking for somewhere that is tropical, that has summer, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, that is politically stable, that is centrally located for shipping. I mean, come on. Come on. These are things that are no-brainers. Counterintuitive. It's not rocket science.
That's right.
Janice mentioned avocado. You mentioned avocado. Avocado is $1.5 billion. Mexico and avocado. You don't have to hug it up. You don't have to talk to it. You don't have to weed it.
But you see what Mexico putting out as avocados? We have avocados.
But if we
Bigger.
introduce our butter pollock,
Yes.
Like butter.
If we introduce-
spread it on them.
if we introduce pollock into that conversation, Mexico gone out of business.
But Mexico would go out of business once we were to look into actually making that an
But
proper
making
industry.
the Labas, making where the Labas is a first world industrial commercial factory center, factory zone, and make it duty free, so people could do their assembly and their manufacture and ship it direct from Trinidad without duty to Trinidad and Tobago.
Right.
All we want you to do, brother, is pay our people well. You could imagine if the government came to office and says our first job is jobs. We will make sure everybody who wants a job could have a job. Companies must be competing for you and your labor. Because a job is exchanging my labor for money. So we must make sure that everybody who wants a job can get a job. The next thing is everybody who has a job that wants to own a home could own a home. We talk about introducing zero deposit, zero interest for first-time homeowners for up to 30 years, $1.5 million. That will reduce the cost of owning a home as to $500 per $100,000. We will remove the VAT and the taxes, the import duty and everything on basic building material to build a basic starter home. Because once you give people that kind of hope and opportunity, they will raise their family.
Yeah. And that will help
So
to
correct.
rebuild the community as well.
But exactly,
Yes.
and that's the point. Because rebuilding the community is the most important thing. A nation is a collection of communities. If we go back to our culture and make sure that everybody gets to celebrate our diversity, that's what tourists want to see. Trinidad Jose could be a massive tourist draw.
That's right.
You ever see
Yes,
Trinidad
that's
Jose?
right.
You ever watch what goes on in Trinidad Jose? That could be a massive tourist
Like
draw.
Carnival.
We're looking for a different way to wine on a bumsy, but we have so many things that we could sell. From 2013 to now, Google Analytics tells you that our carnival searches on Google have been going down and down and down since 2013. We've been fighting to make our version of Rio Carnival, and people didn't want that. People wanted Trinidad Art Carnival. So we're losing the tourists, and we're losing any advertising revenue from people wanting to see it. Why? How does that help us? How is that helping us? Because we can't do nudity like Rio does nudity.
Correct.
Yeah? Because
Well,
that's...
we change laws.
But no, but that's where we head in. But that's where we head in.
Yeah.
That we want that is no longer an audience interested in the art. We eyeballing and oogling bodies.
Yeah.
It's soft porn.
It's
We've
soft
we've reduced carnival to its lowest common denominator. and nobody's saying a single
It's not
word.
even about the art.
But nobody dares to say a single word. We're living in a country where politicians tell you what they think you want to hear, not what you need to know. Nobody understands that a lot of what is taking place in this country is by deliberate design by those who are making money. Dean Akin don't want to hear me say what I just say, because Dean Akin making a lot of money parading little boys and girls in the streets for carnival, bumpsy outside. And that's the truth. And we need to come back to a place where culture, because I remember growing up, Hearts Band, my parents, Edmund and Lil Hart, my family, we grew up knowing carnival time for 6 months here in Hearts Band room, sticking and gluing and wire bending, learning mass, and you're doing that to pay up for your costume. All of that and more. There is so much that is available to us in this country, fertile, blessed treasure chest of a land, Trinidad and Tobago. God say, after I give you all of that, all that tropical beauty, all that unspoiled beauty, look, I'll give you the nylon pool, the only one of its kind in the world. Even no man's land, the only one of its kind, the largest brain coral in the world. Take that. First old world forest, growth forest. Take that. I will give you, on top of all of that, you spit a seed in the ground, it'll grow. I'll make sure your land's so fertile you could feed nations. We don't farm. I will give you, on top of all of that, an embarrassment of riches in minerals, oil, gas, pitch. We don't monetize it properly. All we do is vote people into office that tell us they look like us, so vote for us, and they loot and plunder the nation and laugh at us all the way to the bank. Those 3 people who call defending the UNC are the people that the UNC does laugh at. When Kamala lost the election in 2010, she tell all of them, kiss my ass. She jumped in, she can't, she went home and leave them in Rienzi. Stand up there holding their hand on the belly and trying to find an excuse now to say her detail, her security detail about. That's bullshit. If they have a saying, if somebody want to see her, they go see her.
Exactly.
Of course.
Exactly. And that's the reality of it.
But you throw a tantrum like Pandey when Pandey lost, and he come and say, Winston Dukaran, for all your woes and all your tears, when they rape your mother and your sister, look in the mirror. That is the kind of nonsense that poor people in the UNC who had to take Eric Williams' nonsense about Indian people being a recalcitrant minority, who Jones P. Madeira put God out of his thoughts and print on Sabga Guardian, Chutney Rising when Pandey was made Prime Minister. This is a country that practices racist politics and not politics designed to find us good governance, real leadership. And the Progressive Empowerment Party is betting that there are more people in this country interested in real leadership, real government, real management of the country, and less interested in personalities and racist bullshit. And if we are correct, we could save this nation. And if we are wrong, we, like everybody else, will witness the conclusion of this experiment, how to take the most blessed nation in the world and destroy it. Because that's where we're going. We could barely survive to the end of this PNM administration. If you put back another one of these corrupt, cancerous cults into office, Trinidad dead. Tobago done dead already. Trinidad dead. Real talk. That was the answer the caller who asked me how soon it will take for us to fix the country.
Yeah. Trinidad and Tobago, while you're listening, I hope you're listening. It's all information. We take any more calls?
Take calls right through, Janice. Want to take calls?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How you good? How you good?
PH, you know the 5. I just add I want to add to that. Wait, PH, stop for a second. I wanna add to what you just said. You're not listening, you're just talking. PH, are you hearing me though? PH, I just wanna say to you, go and research this and it will shock you. The top 5 earners on YouTube now earning the most views, the most money is video game testers. Just to show you the size, the video game market is 5 times Hollywood, and Hollywood is billions of US dollars. And ask people, because Patrick Manning built E-Tech Park in Wallerfield. If you drive down there and see the amount of money spent on infrastructure that Mother Nature is taking back
away,
now.
boy.
Because we spent hundreds of millions of dollars establishing, watch me, fiber optics and all the right things, and it now the bush taking it back. PH, thank you for your call. You're spot on, and I'm looking forward to meeting you again and talking with you in person. Yeah. Yeah. And that's just one thing. Look at WhatsApp. The man who designed WhatsApp, billionaire. Snapchat, billionaire. I mean, the average... Yeah, you can take the call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, morning.
Yes,
How are
morning.
you going, sir?
Janice and
Morning.
Tony.
Morning.
I get buff for that today, caller, you know. I get buff for that today. Caller, yeah, wait. You can't say it like that, because everything in this country must be lawful, legal, and due process. Everybody that is guilty of crimes, if you're talking about punishment and capital solutions, the punishment for crimes against the people, you need to phrase it like that so that people understand you're not just talking anarchy and violence, because the Progressive Empowerment Party could never support that. You understand that? Mm-hmm. When you talking about fire them, when you say bossy back, you mean fire them. Caller, I'm gonna have to distance the Progressive Empowerment Party and 104.7 from your comments, and I can understand your frustration, but we must never become what we hold in contempt. Hello, good morning.
Morning. Go down there in your radio in the background if you can.
Hello, good morning.
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 Yes. I hearing the frustration. Absolutely correct. I hearing the frustration in your voice. It is exactly. It's for them, a better country for them. We had our time. Yeah.
Yeah, human trafficking. Yeah, you're right.
about people need to get together in this country, and I'm not saying politics, return politics and everything, but heart and everything, people have to start to think about that. The children, put the children at the center of it and just go forward. Don't leave it all about.
Thank you,
Thank you very
bro.
much.
Thank you.
You could hear the frustration in her
Yeah,
voice. You could hear it.
Well, not just that. I mean, we have to. What the point she makes is a very good point, and we have got to start investing more in our children, because they are going to be the leaders of tomorrow.
Janice,
One of the African countries, I want to do the Prime Minister right now, he is investing in his people.
but you have to. That's what India did. That's what China did. You can't be the global superpower China is and it not be built on people working together.
Correct.
It has to be built on that. And that without, there's a saying in the Bible that without a vision, the people perish. We are perishing for a lack of vision.
Yeah.
That caller who called, bust their back, bust their throat and hang them, he just fed up. This lady called, she want to cry on the phone, she thinking about the children. You're a parent or a grandparent and you're thinking at some point I'm going to close my eyes for good and leave these children in this place. Maybe I should look to relocate and take them to a country that works. All of that. Those are the conversations. People come to me and say, Philip, just tell me the truth. If we have a chance to leave, should we go? They want to know. Because, and I'm saying to Trinidad and Tobago, the bullshit that you heard on the radio, on the TV last night from your Prime Minister, you're going to hear more of that bullshit tonight. Listen to the bullshit. Because you need to see the evil for what it is. Look at it. Listen to the nonsense. And then ask yourself, where is the management? Where is the leadership? Where are the solutions? You're talking this same bullshit 56 years now. You're talking these same problems. Where are the solutions? What is your ideology, your philosophy? What makes it, what should make it a reason for us to support you as opposed to anybody else? And the Progressive Empowerment Party stands on its policies. All of my detractors, I don't care. I don't care to engage them because they're not having the conversation about how we fix it.
Correct.
I would know, Tony. I tell people this all the time. I said on Fazil show. I say if they vote back a PNM or a UNC into office, I don't lose, I lose my country. But I, Philip Alexander, I fighting for people harder than anybody else. Inspection and stickers. But it's not affecting me. It don't affect me. I fighting for that. I don't have to go Port of Spain General Hospital, but I fighting for that. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? All of these issues that I fight, that we fight for, it don't affect me personally.
Yeah.
And still, I in this to win this for all the people of Trinidad and Tobago. But if we have to put everything, they say real athletes leave everything on the floor. You leave it on the court, you leave it on the play field. When you come off the game, win or lose, you must be able to say, I put everything I had. I put everything.
Yeah.
I ain't hold back. So even if I lose, I know I could tell myself, I real try.
We tried.
We real try. By lunchtime Monday, as be horse.
I say so too.
By lunchtime Monday, as be horse. My voice is now so I come back Wednesday horse again. We have a mission, and it is growing. It's like a wind in your sails. You're feeling the people. I tell you, I went down south yesterday. I had to start going out in public because people now forgetting boundaries, and they just swarming here. You know, and they want to shake your hand and meet you, take a picture with you, and all of that. That's cool. Maybe I'm gonna need a bodyguard. I don't know. But if I get a bodyguard, I want female bodyguards. Right? No, Tony, I'm serious. It look nice, look nice. No, but joke and fun aside. And I love meeting all the people, but I'm saying to Trinidad and Tobago, this is not about me, it's not about us. We don't want no cult of personality. We don't want you to like us because we're pretty and politically sexy. The fact that Tony and I too nice for TV and they put us on the radio. That's not the reason to vote for us. Vote for jobs for you and your children. Vote for that. So you know what, Mr. Philip? I'm supporting all you for jobs. Make sure Because that's the Prime Minister job.
That's right.
Jobs, there must be nobody in this country who can't get a job.
Correct.
Not excuses as to why.
People must get bold-faced with their job interviews. What are you offering me? Because there are other people want me instead of I taking what I could get.
Yes.
The Prime Minister's job is to make sure the development of the people is job one.
Correct.
The development of the home, the community, the family, that's job two. Once you get those things locked down and fixed, all the other ancillary issues you could deal with, security borders, deal with the police service, the financial sector, the can't diversify. I was going to tell the caller just now that under a Progressive Empowerment Party government, the first 5 years, we'll have 2 ministers of finance, a minister of the economy to operate the country, and a minister of diversification to get us to double our income in the quickest possible time. So identify all of those things we talk about and work with all of those people to get us to there. Get us to there. So while you operating the economy to the best of your ability with the limited resources that you have, the Minister of Diversification is bringing new money and new business and new opportunities.
Yes.
So every single day is a better day. Every time the sun rises, the sun rises on a better Trinidad and Tobago.
Correct.
We have to have that as a vision ourselves. Vote for jobs, vote for houses. The Progressive Empowerment Party tells you we will decentralize WASA. WASA as the only organization in the country for water will stop being the only organization, and every constituency you will have a Diego Martin West WASA, Diego Martin Central WASA, a Diego Martin Northeast WASA with lock-off joints. So that Diego Martin West could send water to Central if Central in trouble, but it's a lock-off joint. Because you want to insulate and make sure that every constituency could source their own water, store their own water, purify and distribute their own water. That's what we want to be looking at and looking for. The country needs that kind of vision-led leadership, real change, not exchange. Clarence Rambarat is the Minister of Agriculture in this PNM government, and the thing that he wrote as a columnist in the Express that I will never forget, he said 2010 or 2015 will be an election to see between the PNM and the UNC which one less worse. And that is an indictment against us. David Rudder said, how we vote is not how we party. We should make it that we change that could never be our situation again. Black, white, red, green, every shade in between. Syrian, Chinese, African, Indian come together. One people under one flag. One people for water. One people for proper schools. One people for proper healthcare. Save me the bullshit politics. Save me the nonsense. Deal with the representation as a public servant. Serve the public. If we could get to there, we will get somewhere. This Saturday, we meet at Stanmore Avenue. Yes?
Yeah.
2 o'clock. From 2 o'clock, 19 Stanmore Avenue. All of Trinidad is invited. 347-4PEP, peptrinbago@gmail.com, peptt.com. There is a PEP app. PEP app is available for download in all the app stores. There's a PEP YouTube channel to follow all of our live videos, and of course me and all the other team members on social media. We're also doing a walkabout in San Fernando South this Saturday. Anybody would like to join us, contact Janice or Felicia or Shari Wilson or Michelle Davis. We're meeting to walk about all over South to invite people to the grand 2nd anniversary celebration on the 19th of January and the launch of our South Regional Office. Janice, you want to wrap it up first?
Yes. Well, Trinidad and Tobago, you certainly have been educated today. I feel personally very empowered and inspired, and I hope that you have been too. I hope too that you have also gotten the history lesson on some of the issues, because I do believe that people need to be informed out there. We look forward to seeing you all on Saturday, as Philip said, and we also look forward to seeing you on the 19th of January in St. Madeleine when we are opening our South Regional Office. We would like to say goodbye for now, and we will see you on Wednesday.
Stay safe.
Same time.
Stay
9
safe,
o'clock.
Trinidad and Tobago.